Hello there, hello there, hello there everybody. How the devil are we all? I am very well, I thank you for asking. You join me on a Thursday, the best of all days in no fucking world, but there we go. How do you do, Dee? How are we all? Oh well? No, I hope so. Well, let's get the chat box back in order, shall we? The way it was before. Type things, and then I can see what's the haps. Sorry, we're just from the football again. See, it needs to be bigger, Giggity. I reduced the size so it would all fit on the thing. Font size. Let's go with that, I think, maybe. Type. Type. And then I can see. Yes, hello there. I probably should have done this off air. I'm sure there was a way I could have done this off air. Yeah. Hey, there we go. That's basically fine. We'll just slightly resize it so that it sort of fills the corner of the page properly. And then we go like that. Then just a smidge. Oh no, it's gone too far there. Hang on. There we go. Now it fills the corner of the thing properly. Right. Hello there, everybody. Is that Kev looks like in Predator Vision? No, that's the distortion thing I put on the other day when we were watching the video, which we'll watch the rest of, by the way, tonight. Mehdi Hassan with the 20 conservatoid fascioid losers. Yes, but we've got some things to cover beforehand. Yes. Anywho, howdy, how are we all? Yes, so if you wanted to... yeah, I did hear about Hulk Hogan. And I was going to do a crab thing for it, but given the first topic we're covering tonight, it didn't feel appropriate. So I didn't. I think you'll probably get why in the not too distant future. Yes, if you wanted to help me out financially or indeed otherwise, if you're on Twitch, you can hit the follow button. That's fuck all. You can subscribe for $5 a month or whatever it costs, because, you know, whatever. Different places cost different amounts of money. I don't know how it works. I just live here. You can give subs to the community, and you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Hulk Hogan was a racist twat. That is certainly true. I'm only sad that Andre the Giant and the Iron Sheik weren't here to see it. R.I.P. to a pair of legends. Anyway, they didn't like him. And I'm a good judge of character, clearly, on that regard. Yes, so, yes, you can become a member. No, you can't. Well, you can, but we'll get on to in a second. Can I follow you in real life? Yes, you can. Make it a game to see if I can spot you or not. It'd be very, very amusing. Honest. Oh yeah, I'm going to turn the alert box off for the first story as well.
Like a baby otter.
Thank you to whoever that was. Thank you to Michael Anson for gifting us up. Much love to you. But I will turn the alert box off just for the next, 10 minutes or so, maybe. Because it's a very, very serious topic with some very, very serious visuals. Anyway. Yes, so you can do all of that. You can do bits messages, which I will either be read out if they're 200 bits or more, or I'll read them out after I'm done with the thing. Ditto with the super chats via the Streamlabs link below, $2 or more there. It will either be read out when I turn it back on, or I'll read it out, whatever. It'll be addressed. I've got Patreon and PayPal. You can help me out on monthly or one time off, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I've got a Discord, I've got YouTube, Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. If you're on YouTube, hello YouTube, how are you all? Thank you again, Michael, much love. Yes, you can become a member for 99p. You can give memberships to the community, you can subscribe for nothing, you can hit the bell icon, you can thumb the video up. It all helps in the algorithm, I'm told. Although I don't really know what an algorithm even really is, if I'm entirely honest with you. You can do super chats over there, which I will just have to read out because they don't automatically get read out by the thing because reasons. I don't fucking know. So, do you have an OnlyFans? I do not. I will show you my butthole for free. That's a very inappropriate lead into the story. I'll wait a moment for that joke to wash away, and then we can we'll get on with the story. I suppose I could do the South Park bit first, but I'm not going to. Thank you to Davey B for gifting a membership. Much love to you. And thank you, NYC Guy with 100 bits, who says, "Hey Kev, hope you're all well. What do you think of Jeremy Corbyn's Your Party?" Well, firstly, I don't think it's actually called Your Party. I think that's like the thing they're going with, as in, it's your party, you choose what it's called. It's not actually called Your Party, which is what the media want to proclaim it to be, even though it's clearly not. I don't really know what to think of it yet, because they don't have any policies or any leaders or any positions, really. I mean, they're going to be on the left somewhere, but exactly what their policy positions are on things does matter. So, yeah, I'll tell you when they have an actual party, rather than the announcement of a party. Which, to be fair, this is a general announcement now, or a genuine announcement, as opposed to a couple of weeks ago when she obviously jumped the gun a little bit. But they are going to do some kind of party, a year too late, but whatever, you know, better late than never. So yeah, I'll give you an update on that when there's something to talk about. Yeah. Anyway, so James O'Brien, our old friend, and by friend I mean not friend, he's a briefcase wanker. Anyway, he's become the latest Hamas spokesperson, apparently. Because again, it doesn't matter how much you concede to the Hasbro mental cases, they're going to come after you regardless, okay? Doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter if it's true, it doesn't matter if you're quoting somebody else, it doesn't matter if you're reading out a text even. You will be held responsible for any minor infringement on the otherwise totally perfect record of the Israeli government and military. Lol. So, James O'Brien read out a text from somebody else on his show a couple of days ago, and it's got them all in a bit of a tizzy.
I'm fascinated by objectivity, which is why I'm going to read out this from Chris. I do think it's worth saying that these warped views are not just an Israeli problem. My wife was brought up Jewish, and at Shabbat school in a leafy Hertfordshire town, she was taught that one Jewish life is worth thousands of Arab lives, and that Arabs are cockroaches to be crushed. Whilst young children are being taught such hatred and dehumanisation, undoubtedly on both sides, as Chris points.
Note that. Undoubtedly on both sides. So this isn't like some JQ shit where it's like, oh, the Jews are uniquely something, 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 therefore evil and bad. He's saying religious supremacism, ethnic supremacism, is bad. It's happening on both sides. You know, he's even couched it in pretty, you know, safe? Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Language. And even that's too much. Because this is the thing you'll notice with the Hasbro people. The closer you get to the core of their evil, the harder they'll strike back. And one thing they don't want you to ever mention is the fact that there's a reason that Zionism is so powerful in people outside of Israel as well. It's because they inculcate a certain number, not in every Jewish school, not in every Jewish anything, but they inculcate a lot of young Jewish people with these sorts of ideas, and they act essentially as a kind of cultural agent who then goes into Jewish communities, because they're a part of Jewish communities, and spread the kind of Hasbro-approved bullshit, because they've been fucking messed up by this evil shit, this religious supremacism, this ethnic supremacism. And again, this is the lived experience of a woman who went to this fucking school, right? And apparently even that's too much. Just telling the truth about how you were raised is too much now.
Then they will always be able to justify death and cruelty, and it does indeed start young. But there is a danger, perhaps, that we only ever hear one side of the dehumanisation and propaganda processes. So
that was literally it. He read out Yeah, measured language is the phrase, yeah. He read out a text in measured language explaining the experiences of a young Jewish girl growing up in England, in Britain, right? And that's too much. He's now a Hamas propaganda agent or some shit. The lunatic fucking Zionist wankers of the world have come after him and talk utter shit. Just making out as if he's the worst of the worst. Even though, for all of the minor criticisms he's made, he's passed on some pretty obvious liberal Zionist talking point bullshit in the past. He's placated these people. He's done the usual, well, Israel denies this, or, that's the Hamas-run health agency. All this kind of, couching it in ways that the Israeli government approves of type shit. And even that was too much for them. Even that was too much. And they forced LBC, his employer, the radio station, and himself to issue a really pathetic half apology.
This is very important. At this time yesterday on the show, I read out a message from a listener called Chris, who said that his wife had been brought up in the Jewish faith and had attended what he described as a Shabbat school. He went on to make further claims about what he said she had been taught in that school. As with all the texts and messages that I read out on the programme, I did so in good faith, but the message has understandably upset a lot of people, and I regret taking...
Why? Why has it upset them? And why do you regret it? Why do you regret that? That's the experience of one person. Now, it's uncorroborated because it's uncorroboratable, basically. You're on air. When someone is telling you their experience, there's no way you can know for sure whether it's true or not. But I dare say you could find people who would corroborate that they've experienced a similar thing. It's not universal, and the person writing the message didn't claim it was universal. He said that there were some people outside of Israel who get raised in this ethnic supremacist way. Through schooling. Although I'm sure it goes on through other means as well. Parenting and cultural pressure from communities and from media and all sorts of things, right? But at no point did it ever claim that it was anything other than just that person's wife's lived experience. And so, why do you regret that? Like, the things that you can say and don't have to, or can have on your show and you don't have to say anything, like, apology-wise. Like, you can have on an unavowed racist, right? You can have on someone who says they want to kick out all Muslims, or even probably all Jewish people, or all black people, or all, asylum seekers. And you wouldn't have to apologise for that. Now, you would have to obviously push back on them and offer them worthwhile arguments in retort, but you can have a person on your show say those things and you wouldn't be forced into an apology. Why is it that this, a pretty mildly put piece of cultural critique, needs to have a fucking special little, oh sorry, whoopsie, bullshit fucking thing added to it? Why? Are we at that stage? Is this the important thing? Is this the thing we ought to be focusing on? Jesus Christ, this is pathetic. This is embarrassing. And by the way, if you're wondering why my title says that James O'Brien chickens out, it's because, ironically, I can't use the word cucks. Because Twitch are cucks, apparently. So I have to change it to he chickens out.
Taking those unsubstantiated claims at face value, and I'm genuinely sorry for that.
Why? You take other people's claims at face value, even though they are unsubstantiated, on your show every fucking day. Every caller who rings in and says some shit, you have to take it at face value, or at least, in most cases, take it at face value in good faith, even though it's unsubstantiated, because it's just some random person ringing up. This is... what the fuck? I feel like I'm going mad. There's just this one thing you're never allowed to criticise. And that's the point, actually. Is you're never allowed to criticise Israel. That's just not allowed. There was a great example, actually. I'll bring it up in a second. of Ian Hislop doing his free speech warrioring. That's a very weird phrase. Warrioring. Is that a word? It is now. Anyway, on this in a second. Where is it? Here we go. So, Ian Hislop, obviously sort of quite well known for being one of the regular captains on Have I Got News For You, is also been the editor of the satirical magazine Private Eye here in the UK for 1,000,000 years, and has been sued 9 ways to Sunday by every motherfucker for, because they're butthurt about it.
Ian, very good to have you on the show. One of your readers, a guy in Leeds, picks up Private Eye, enjoys a cartoon, and just tell people listening what happened next.
Well, he took a joke, which is very obviously a joke. He blew it up, put it on a placard, went on a march, and got arrested.
Surprise, surprise, he was pro-Palestine. He was criticising the Israeli government and its actions. So he got arrested.
On the grounds that he was a terrorist. And he tried to explain to the police that this is a joke from a satirical magazine, quite sad that the police hadn't actually heard of it. That was pretty disgraceful. But then they handcuffed him, they put him in a van, they took him away, and then they let him out. I mean, this is a retired headmaster,
And that's the thing. They handcuff you, take you away, and then let you go. Because it's not about prosecuting you, because they know you've done nothing wrong. What it's about is stopping you from saying the no-no thing, which is Israel bad. You're not allowed to say that. You'll be arrested, taken to the police station, and released. And technically, it won't be a false arrest, because technically, under the very, very broad wording, they thought, well, it might break the law, so we played it safe. Better safe than sorry. Whereas what it is that they can't allow public anti-Israel sentiment to exist. So if you've got any opportunity whatsoever, they'll just arrest you and take you away from the thing. So it's just in this one area, criticism of Israel. It's almost as if all of our institutions have been captured by Zionists for the purpose of doing Zionism. That's it. The government have been bought and paid for. The police are acting as agents of the government, because they are obviously agents of the government to some extent, in trying to curtail and undermine pro-Palestinian activism because of a joke.
Who was there not with Palestine Action, with Palestine Solidarity,
Completely different, because you can't say, I support Palestine Action. You can't say it. It's illegal. You get up to 14 years in prison for saying, I support Palestine Action. You can't say it. It's not allowed. Which is, I think, is very sensible, because I always agree with the law, and I always follow the law. So I won't be saying, I support Palestine Action, ever. You won't ever hear me say it. Because it's bad and wrong.
completely different, not a prescribed organisation. And under these ridiculous rules, he ends up getting arrested.
And to be absolutely clear, Ian, the cartoon doesn't say support Palestine Action or Palestine Action is a good thing.
Because you can't say support Palestine Action. You can't say it. It's illegal.
Anything like that. It compares two attitudes to Palestinian demonstrations. What's going on with the shooting of people queuing for food and throwing paint at an aircraft.
Exactly that. It says, what sort of Palestinian actions, you see, it's a play on words, do we find acceptable? We don't find acceptable people throwing red paint at warplanes. We do find acceptable shooting people as starving in a queue for aid. That was the joke.
It's a dark and brutal joke, but it's not exactly an incitement to terrorism, is it?
No, it's not remotely an incitement to terrorism. And yet, the man was handcuffed and arrested for that joke. It's a joke with a point. There's a serious political point to it, obviously, but it's a joke. That's what's taking place there. And he was arrested for that. Fucking mad. So whenever you hear like these Hasbro wankers go on about, you shouldn't you can criticize Israel, obviously. It's a liberal democracy, so on and so forth. You've got freedom of speech. You're allowed to criticize Israel. But then every time you ever criticize Israel in any way whatsoever, even in the most mild, the tiniest, most mild, soothing, couched in the most placatory language you can imagine way, it's too much. You're anti-Semitic. You're basically the Hamas fucking deputy leader at that point. You might as well be bombed. Does he have a copy of Mein Kampf in Arabic in his fucking house? Have we checked underneath to see if there are tunnels? You're just not ever allowed to criticise them. And what's the old phrase? If you want to find out, who's wrong. No, hang on. What's that? Oh shit. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, I'll cut this bit out.
And it is very important that I get that out there. And thank you for your attention. It is 11:49. You are listening to
Absolute cock. Absolute fucking pathetic cock. And the thing about this, the reason I bring this up, is not because I think that James O'Brien's words are the most important thing, because they're clearly not, right? What James O'Brien says can be important. It has its power. It's pathetic that he's caved on this. But it's the fact that this is kind of the story right now that I find so egregious. Because we've literally got people starving to death. That's the story, right? It's not this fucking nonsense, okay? Which, by the way, isn't even enough for the right wing. There's literally Charlotte Henry in The Spectator, right wing fucking rag, saying James O'Brien's apology isn't enough. Never apologise to these pricks. They don't want an apology. They want subjugation. They want absolute 100% subjugation. They want you to bend the knee. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. So it's not about this shit, right? It's not about James O'Brien. It's not about this fucking dumb shit. We've got people starving to death. We've got huge sections of Palestinian society on the verge of starvation because Israel is literally blocking huge amounts of aid that's there being ready to put in there. It's not like there isn't food. There's food waiting to go in. And Israel is blocking it. Israel is starving people to death. This isn't anymore just murder. It isn't even just genocide. I think we can literally begin to describe this as a new Holocaust. Right? I genuinely do. That people might think that's strong language, but I absolutely think that this is precisely what's taking place here. We're seeing much of the same mass murder taking place. There aren't gas ovens, to be sure. It's not exactly the same, but I think we're viewing a crime akin to, a crime not unrelated to the Holocaust. And the reason I say things like this, and I've been sort of ruminating on this for a couple of weeks now. Regular viewers of the channel will remember, was it last week or the week before? I forget. We were talking about genocide. And we were talking specifically, we were watching a video and responding to it, which was an idiot, doesn't matter who, denying the British genocide of the Boers in South Africa at the turn of the 19th into the 20th century. And I brought up the picture of Elizabeth Van Zyl. Now, this is the part of the video where content warning, because there's going to be some very, very difficult to look at images. But if that's triggering for you, by all means step away. But I will just say this. I'd like you, if you can, to look at these images and really absorb A, the humanity of the people involved, and B, the similarities between these images, okay? So, having been content warned, this was the picture of Lizzie Van Zyl. She was a 7-year-old South African girl, murdered by the British state. Starved to death in a concentration camp by the British. for all the right-wing dickheads who like to go on about how there's a genocide against whites in South Africa because farmers or something. That's obviously not true. But there was a white genocide perpetrated in South Africa. It was about 125 years ago now, and it was against the Boer people, largely Dutch, although there were some German settlers who were, because they were inconvenient to the British, were murdered in their thousands. Tens of thousands even, in terms of the genocide. They had something like 25,000, I think it was, men forcibly deported from the country, so to try and avoid or to stop propagation of that ethnic group. Straight up genocide, right? And look at this image, this skeletal, broken body. This was only a few weeks before, sadly, she starved to death, again at the hands of Britain's colonial agents. And then I want you to look at this image from the capital H Holocaust, the Shoah, of a man, I don't know his name, starving to death. He did technically survive. I don't know how much longer he lived. Probably not massively so, given the incredibly horrific state that he was found in. And again, just compare. These are very similar images, yeah? And then I want you to take a look at this image, taken in Gaza. Only a few days ago. Of a young starving child. South Africa, 1901. Poland, 1945. Palestine, 2025. There is a direct, straight line through all of these events. Ethnic supremacism, colonialism, imperialism, hatred, mass murder. The use of starvation as a weapon. It makes you fucking sick. To all of the people who have in any way supported this evil, be they politicians who have actively supported it, military professionals who have actively supported it, Hasbro propagandists, liberal both sidesers, whoever you are, I want you to know that this image is a stain upon your conscience. This image is a stain upon your reputation. Forever. You will be remembered for this. You will be remembered for aiding and abetting this. This continuation. This lineage of over a century of barbarism. Many of you should see The Hague for your crimes. I'm not foolish enough to think that that's going to happen. I'm not optimistic enough to think it's going to happen. But know that you should. Not just Netanyahu and his ilk. All of you. The likes of David Lammy, of Keir Starmer, of Donald Trump, of Genocide Joe, of the propagandists. Because let's not forget, Julius Streicher a man you may or may not have heard of, was most famous for editing a paper called Der Stürmer, the Stormer, after which the Daily Stormer gets his name. Yeah, they're Nazis. Scum. We know there's only one type of good Nazi, don't we? Anyway. He, because of the egregiousness of the propaganda he put out, was put on trial at the main Nuremberg trial and was executed. He was hanged by the neck until he was dead. Something positive came after a long series of very, very negative things, of course. But the ending was righteous. Again, I'm not optimistic enough to think that The Hague and the international community has anywhere near the level of backbone that it once did. But know that there are lots of people who should face a similar trial. We can all think of thousands. Evil little propagandist bastards. And their political acolytes, their military acolytes, who are all wading. Not just that they've got blood on their hands, they are wading stomach deep in the ocean of blood they have spilled. Innocent people. Murdered. You don't have to wait for Judgment Day in order for people to judge you. I've judged you, and history will judge you. And you're fucking guilty. Okay. Let's just take a moment, shall we? Just to relax, just to breathe. I had to say that. Apologies, I don't usually do the whole very serious thing like that, but I felt I had to speak. I had to say my piece. Thoughts? Anybody? So, content warning for graphic people. Well, I did, username and entity, I don't know if you saw the start of that. I did specifically mention that I did specifically do a content warning. Apologies if you came in late and missed that. Yeah. God, it makes me angry. Just to think that we have to waste our time talking about this rubbish. Whatever new distraction they come up with, we have to always remember they're not the fucking story. James O'Brien was never the story. Fucking Greta Thunberg and the octopus plushie was never the story. UNRWA was never the story. The genocide is the story. The people being killed, starved and hurt are the story. You can give the all clear in the Discord. Yes, thank you, username and entity. Much love. Those are the people we need to focus on. And to whatever extent save. Grotesque, all of it, every fucking part of it. Anyway, yeah, let's take a look at this South Park thing. So, in a not entirely removed thing, hang on, what's this? Okay, we'll have a cute puppy first, I guess. Palate cleanse, yeah. cute Paparino. Went to help out his sister. Oh. Anyway. So, yes. South Park. Now, I mean, I agree with, hang on, who was it? Miss Hire. South Park is rubbish, right? South Park is rubbish. Not rubbish, but it's the creators of it are wankers, right? Racist, fucking pig-headed? Not pig-ended. That doesn't make any sense at all. Pig-headed pricks, right? I can't show that, can I? Chat, there is a reason why I want to show the start of this and not the end. Because the end shows a naked man's penis. So, Kieran, I thank you for putting it in chat, but there's no way I can fucking play it. Yeah, the South Park people, very transphobic. Wankers, yeah. Absolutely. But, you know, the stopped clock is right twice a day, I guess. Pig-ended was Cameron. True. Anyway. It seems they want to get sued, and I'm very much here for it. So this was their season opener. I don't know what season they're even on now, because they were making shows back when I was in fucking high school. So like, season 1,000,000 at this point. I don't know.
Mr. President, a lot of your supporters are starting to turn against you.
Hey, tell them to take a rest.
Sir, can you please talk to them? They're really riled up.
All right, give me that. Hey, relax, guy.
Yeah, hi. What do you think you're doing? Our children are being told that they have to sit with Jesus at lunchtime?
Listen, buddy, you just need to relax. All this protesting makes me look bad. Just take a rest.
Well, no, we're not going to give it a rest. All the people here in South Park want some goddamn answers.
All right, then I'm going to sue your whole town. You got that? Stupid idiots. Think they can mess with me, huh?
I'm not in the mood right now. Another random bitch commented on my Instagram that you're on the Epstein list.
The Epstein list? Are we still talking about that?
Well, are you on the list?
About that? Are they saying he's Canadian? No! Yes, they're basically pitching him as the new Saddam Hussein, which is very funny.
Or not. It's weird that whenever it comes up, you just tell everyone to relax.
I'm not telling everyone to relax. Relax, guy.
No, I need counseling. You remind me more and more of this other guy I used to date. Like, a lot.
See, I was okay when he was fucking Saddam Hussein. That wasn't a problem for me. I lost a lot. I lost a lot of respect. A lot of respect for Satan. I was fine with them being the embodiment of pure evil. But fucking Trump is too far. It's too far.
Like, you guys are exactly alike.
I love you.
So, there you go. Satan and Donald Trump fucking whilst talking about the Epstein list. They've lost South Park. Repeat, they have lost South Park. Very funny. And like I say, the thing in chat there that Kieran posted, which is the end of the show, which is very funny, but again, does show a naked man's actual penis, which would definitely be terms of service. I can't. I just can't. They never had South Park. That's not really true. The South Park creators were are like libertarian types who were never massive fans of Trump. But there's no doubt that the kind of South Park Republican people, I think, were Trump. I think MAGA has been sort of on board with the South Park thing. They're very much like the kind of anti-woke, anti-political correctness thing that South Park have been whinging about for the last 20 fucking years. That thing, you know? For a long time. And the fact that the Epstein thing is having as much cut through that the creators of South Park decided to go with it. I think that for once something does appear to be sticking to Trump, and it's the fact that he's a massive pederast. Anyway, it's complicated, true. South Park is complicated. But you know what's not complicated? Mehdi Hassan being a badass. Boom. Hang on. Boom. Yeah. Still got the filter, bitches. Still got the filter. Still flipped. We're at 21:46. Let's fucking go.
Surrounded is now a podcast, available wherever you listen. Search
I
Surrounded.
couldn't give a fuck.
Is that Donald Trump is defying. My next claim is that Donald Trump is defying the Constitution. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Mehdi, lovely to meet you.
So I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly.
Okay.
Because in regards...
Oh, it's the fascist guy. It's the weird fascist guy that lost his job. LOL. Also, why did you get up and speak at this thing then if you don't care? So if your point is, I agree with you, I just don't care, why are you contending that it's that he like that you? What's the argument here? Mehdi Hassan has made a claim and you agree with it. So sit the fuck that go away then. Let someone else talk.
In regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us.
Yes.
And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women be...
Oh, it's this bitch again. Oh my fucking god. I mean, you can't really tell because I've had to put the filter on, but she was on with Sam Cedar as well. It's just like the same 12 racists every fucking time. Is this just the 12 weirdo fascistoids of Los Angeles or whatever?
Victimized, making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed.
Amazingly, Donald Trump. This Donald Trump fan wants to protect women and girls, does it? Interesting. France to recognise Palestinian state. Macron! France will recognise a Palestinian state at the UN General Assembly in September. Wow, way to really fucking hit home massively. Hang on, what's this? Hang on 1 second, everyone. Yes. Anyway, what was I fucking saying? I don't even care anymore.
Per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly, there are a lot of legal processes that are enabling criminals and bad people to fully enact their will in this country in the name of the Constitution or following the Constitution. So, quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset. So I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise, I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do, because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
whenever
the
it's in your
Second
favor.
Amendment. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
So you don't believe?
So that's the way it goes, you dopey bastard. That's literally the way it goes. The reason that you have such a high threshold for making amendments to the Constitution is so that you can't just do it on a whim because one party has a bit of power for a bit. It takes quite a lot to pass an amendment.
Friend,
democracy?
enemy. No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
By who?
Honestly, quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic teaching.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course, he's not. I completely agree,
So
and that's
you
part of
support
the problem.
Trump? You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone. I can't even remember.
John Pork? Who the fuck is John Pork? Is that a real person? Is John Pork a real person? Hang on. Is that a real person? Hang on a second. John Pork. No, it's a pig. It's a pig person? What? Who is John Pork? Okay, let's have a look. About the virtual influencer. Instagram bio, good vibes, more info. Basically the coolest pig in the world is the mantra that John Pork lives his life by. He is an everyday guy who just likes going out with friends, listening to music and buying shoes. It just so happens that he's also a pig. John Pork is based in London, so not even eligible to become president. But he travels all over Europe, and he loves to take his fans with him via a travel log. Is it a real person then? Like what's the name of? They're originally from Palermo, Italy, so definitely not that then. They're definitely not eligible to be United States president. Did he write in Mr. Dapperton? Possibly. Jean Porquez was a magnificent cubist. Ah, amazing. Amazing.
Why did you vote if you don't believe in democracy and you want autocracy?
Well, because quite frankly, I voted. I kind of voted just to.
I came with this argument, but I'm bored of my own argument. I'm much more interested in this. So
yeah, absolutely.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly, that if we are able to enact local leaders.
Who is the we, by the way?
I think, quite frankly, these far-right conservatives sitting right around.
White people?
Yeah,
No
absolutely.
brown people. So
they're not all white though. I definitely see a couple of brown faces in there. The guy we see later on with like the evil old school moustache. John Pork is likely an anti-Semitism coded dog whistle. Oh, why do they always have to ruin everything? Because that's just like a funny dude pretending to be a pig. It's on the internet, right? Why do Nazis have to ruin like just basic shit like that? Oh, you can't even say the numbers 14 or 88 anymore. If you were born in 1988 and you've got like your as like, oh, John Ham 88 because you were born in 88 and your name's John Ham, like the actor. You look like a Nazi now. Why? Fucking mental. Why would John Pork be anti-Semitic? Because pork they're not allowed to eat, but it's not kosher. So like I can see how Nazis would do some dumb shit like that. They made milk into an anti-Semitism. Do you remember drinking a glass of milk for anti-Semitism or whatever the fuck it was? They made the OK symbol into an anti-Semitism. They're fucking scum.
Well, actually, I have quite...
Some of the people in this room don't make the cut from what I can see visually.
Actually, hold on for a moment. I do think that there are people who happen to not be white who do actually have history in this country and have roots in this country. For instance...
Really? Are there? Do tell me, because I've never heard this before. There were people who weren't white who have a stake in that country. Really? When did they get there? Did they get there before the white people, maybe? By quite a long way. Dickhead.
from the Mexican-American War, we subsumed a lot of territory of people who have far stakes in this country who happen to be Hispanic or what have you. I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country.
He wasn't even talking about the native people. He wasn't even talking about the native people. He was literally he was talking about Mexicans. Who were also, by the way, like, this is the strange thing. White supremacism's so mental that they've made the Mexican into like the noble savage now, right? Whereas actually, the Spanish in what we now know as the Central America are themselves colonizers who took over and destroyed people. Evil John Pork the movie. Oh, there's so it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, the John Pork thing, that I was completely unaware of because... Yeah. That's right, brother. Hulkamania's dead, brother. I don't know, I made him a bit black there. Doing a bit black. What you talking about, cracker?
Which is majority white, and should stay that way.
How does the United States... I mean, we've gone so off topic, but how does the United States look like under you? Sorry, what's your name?
My name is, my name's Connor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Took a little bit of a doubt there.
Oh, well, I use a pseudonym online.
Fair enough.
But fair enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
No, I didn't ask about deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as,
Where does he
Franco.
come from?
Franco. Benevolent leader, Franco. Benevolent leader, Franco. They're still digging up mass graves of people he murdered. That's still happening across the regions of what we now know as Spain. To this day.
Could be a kind of aristocratic class, could be someone
who picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. King.
That's democracy.
But isn't that democracy?
Well...
No pre-watch. I purposely tried to avoid watching any of this because I knew I wanted to watch it on stream.
Sure, you can have a vote to get to that stage.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not...
Also, what happens when that autocrat dies? How do you elect a new autocrat? Without it just being democracy with extra steps.
I'm not
extra dumb steps.
Going to be a part of the group that he kills because that's the whole thing.
How do you know?
Carl Schmitt
Autocrats tend to kill everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt
supporters.
makes this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right?
Carl
liberals,
Schmitt, the Nazi theoretician.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at all.
I didn't say that. I didn't actually say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
Oh, yeah. I'm a Catholic. Catholics have never, ever interfered with anyone's worth at all. No. A watery maiden gives you a sword, Kev. That's no way to run a government. Supreme power comes via the vote of the working class. Not because of some watery tart handing out swords. Actually, I do want to play that bit now. I'm eating sausage. Spicy sausage. What's it called? Not Live O'Brien. Oh, it's on the filter. Oh, there we go. Free the sausages.
Old woman! Man, sorry. What knight lives in that castle over there?
I'm 37. What? I'm 37. I'm not old.
Well, I can't just call you man. You could...
37 would have been old then. I'm just saying.
Say Dennis.
I didn't know you were called Dennis.
Well, you didn't bother to find out, did you?
I did say sorry about the old woman, but from behind you looked...
What I object to is you automatically treat me like an inferior.
Well, I am king.
Oh, king, eh? Very nice. And how'd you get that, eh? By exploiting the workers. By hanging on to outdated imperialist dogma which perpetuates the economic and social differences in our society. If there's ever going to be any progress...
Dennis, there's some lovely filth down here. Oh, how'd you do?
How do you do, good lady? I am Arthur, King of the Britons. Whose castle is that?
King of the who?
The Britons.
Who are the Britons?
Well, we all are. We are all Britons. And I am your king.
I didn't know we had a king. I thought we were an autonomous collective.
You're fooling yourself. We're living in a dictatorship. A self-perpetuating autocracy in which the working classes...
Oh, there you go, bringing class into it again.
Well, that's what it's all about. If only people would...
Please, good people. I am in haste. Who lives in that castle?
No one lives there.
Then who is your lord?
We don't have a lord.
What?
I told you. We're an anarcho-syndicalist commune. We take it in turns to act as a sort of executive officer for the week.
Yes.
But all the decisions of that officer have to be ratified at a special bi-weekly meeting.
Yes, I see.
By a simple majority in the case of purely internal affairs.
Be quiet.
But by a 2/3 majority in the case of more...
Be quiet. I order you to be quiet.
Order, who does he think he is?
I'm your king.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
You don't vote for kings.
I didn't vote for you.
Well, how'd you become king, then?
The Lady of the Lake. Her arm clad in the purest shimmering samite.
What's samite? Do we know?
Held aloft Excalibur from the bosom of the water, signifying by divine providence that I, Arthur, was to carry Excalibur. That is why I'm your king.
Listen, strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony.
Be
True.
quiet.
But you can't expect to wield supreme executive power just because some watery tart threw a sword at you.
Shut up!
I mean, if I went round saying I was an emperor, just because some moistened bint had lobbed a scimitar at me, they'd put me
Moistened bint is an amazing phrase.
away.
Shut up! Will you shut up?
Ah, now we see the violence inherent in the system.
Shut up!
Oh, come and see the violence inherent in the system. Help, help, I'm being repressed.
Bloody peasant!
Oh, what a giveaway. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, eh? That's what I'm on about. Did you see him repressing me? You saw it, didn't you?
Do you see him repressing me? Iconic shit.
I think that there was a little bit of persecution
We
and stuff
may
like
have
that,
to
which is
rename
bad.
this show
but
because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
hey, what can I say?
I think you could say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
What a face. A face for radio. Samite is a heavy silk fabric, often woven with silver and golden threads, used to make clothing in the Middle Ages. We need to bring samite back. Sounds dope.
Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone
Because
is on this.
in
Because you know
during-
that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out
Yeah,
who the fascists and the
absolutely.
Nazis are.
I'm
Absolutely, and that's fine. Gets fired. Down, down, down. Anyway, you got the idea.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
clearly you're not.
During the
Clearly you're not.
During the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservative.
What the fuck are you talking about, you dopey cunt? The people's will. The fucking Nazis got like 31% or some shit. Am I on LSD? You are not on LSD. I have to do the thing because Jubilee are copyright fucking cucks. They always go after people, so I flipped the image and put a massive like horrible filter on it. I might do the same with my camera. I did that last time, didn't I? Where is it? Ooh. make any difference at all. Saturation. Oh, hello. Boom. Shake, shake, shake the room. My forehead looks massive on this. Holy fuck.
Conservatives were fat cats.
Are you in
Aristocrats.
favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not. If
you mentioned Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns.
Firstly, you don't get to just kill random people because you disagree with them like that. And secondly, he didn't just kill communists. He killed loads of innocent people. Yeah. Not that I'm suggesting communists by their very nature are not innocent. I'm just saying, you know. He's trying to make out it was just a purely political thing. It wasn't. Oop.
And killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or children. He was Catholic.
He only killed combatants. Is that what you're claiming?
Yeah, Franco killed thousands, tens of thousands of women and children. There's literally, oh my god, I'm going to have to do the thing, aren't I? But you're forcing me to do the thing. Jesus Christ, okay. Content warning. Another dead child is about to appear. Dead child alert. Dead child alert. Oop. Well, no, I don't want. I just want the fucking image. There we go. As awful as it is, that is a picture of a dead child killed by Franco at a town called Guernica. That is a dead child. That is a child he killed. He bombed a civilian area. He killed this child. This dead child. This is why fascists need to be destroyed. This is why fascists need to be utterly purged. Because they're happy to do things like this. That man there, this fucking piece of garbage, this fascist piece of shite, would be happy to do that to your child. That's literally the point of the phrase. If you tolerate this, your child will be next. Or your children will be next, whatever. Guernica as in the Picasso painting. Yes, the rather brilliant Picasso painting, which for some reason is in Chicago, because obviously. Why is that off? Hello.
Only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent people.
The White Terror was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting...
What act of terrorism did that child do? Oh yeah, the Manic Street Preachers, by the way, are fucking dope. I've always been something of a wokeoid, it would appear, because my first introduction to the Manic Street Preachers, I read a thing about them and it described them as Welsh Marxist transvestites. And I went, I'm in. I don't give a fuck what they're doing, I'm in. And then their music was awesome as well. If I can kill rabbits, then I can kill fascists.
Like raping innocent...
What? By the way, I also, whenever I'm in London, and if you can do this too, by the way, the monument to the International Brigades that fought in the Spanish Civil War is right by the London Eye. So if you see the big wheel, walk like literally 50 yards from the wheel, not into the river, obviously, the other direction. Behind a row of like trees, that's where the monument is. So if you're ever in London, go and pay your respects. I certainly do. Indeed, that poster was literally a go and fight Franco poster, because he was going to murder loads of people, and he did.
Innocent women, nuns, dude. Killing priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill
You
people.
just refuse to condemn the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
I quite frankly don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi and being a Nazi
is mutual,
if being a Nazi means upholding human dignity, because I even believe in your dignity.
If being a Nazi means upholding human dignity, okay, but it doesn't. It also doesn't mean a small piece of toast or a Czechoslovakian motor car. We know what the word Nazi means, and it has nothing to do with the thing you just mentioned. So moving on.
I don't, in a state that I was running, I wouldn't want to hurt you or anything like that. But quite frankly,
I don't debate fascists.
Okay. So do you concede then? I mean, why?
Do I concede you're a fascist who won't condemn the Nazis?
Yeah.
Yes, I concede that.
Okay, great. So I mean, what are we doing here? Because I mean, you just seem offended.
What you're doing here,
you just seem offended, to be quite frankly. Like
I'm offended by people who.
What kind of a grasp of the English language does this man have? You just seem offended. What was it? What was it you said?
I mean, you just seem offended.
What you're doing here,
you just seem offended, to be quite frankly. Like
you seem offended, to be quite frankly. To be quite frankly.
Offended by people who can't condemn the Nazis. Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I condemn the evils that they did, but I don't really care about
Jews?
being. Yeah, sure. I don't care about.
Yeah, sure. No, definitely. Oh, by the way, the red and white flag thing. Hang on, it's on the other side, isn't it? That's just Poland. It doesn't look like it with the filter, but the pink is red, so it's just Poland. They've just made a Polish flag.
About being called a Nazi is the whole thing.
I never called you a Nazi.
I care
You
about
called
doing
yourself
the right
a Nazi,
thing.
a fascist, and a General Franco supporter.
Well, yeah, I am a General Franco supporter. He was awesome. He was so super cool. Quite.
I would be quite happy. How do I say this? I've almost certainly misspelled her name. Where's her famous quote? Ludmila Pavlichenko, or Pavlichenkova as it's sometimes said, because we went through this with Slavic naming principles or whatever. Where's her famous quote about killing Nazis? He's got to have it, surely. Only the dead Nazi can be trusted to leave the innocent unharmed is a good one. But that's not actually the one I'm after. She was asked about how many people she'd killed. And she said, I've killed, I don't know, 60 Nazis. Not a single man, though. Or something like that. And I can't fucking find the quote. It's very annoying. I can't see it. Anyway, you get the idea. Oh, there was a penis there. Albeit on a statue, so I think it's probably allowed. That's...
Frankly, because the whole
thing...
And
you don't believe in democracy?
I don't believe in democracy.
What are you doing here at a televised debate?
Because,
this is democracy. I want to debate and disagree.
Because it is the means to support an end. The reason we have free speech now is because we want to be openly talking about...
A quote from Ludmila Pavlichenkova. She was a sniper during the Second World War.
Our opinions so we can get the state that we want. But it doesn't mean upholding free speech after we win. Again, I mentioned...
The only good thing about this fascist moment we're in is that you guys are so open about...
Well, this isn't the direct quote. So this is from the movie, right? And it is roughly speaking what she said, but it's not the actual quote. or not the full quote anyway. She says, Second Lieutenant, or Lieutenant, or whatever, Ludmila Pavlichenko, and who are you? Blah, blah, blah. And how many men have you killed? Not a man. Fascists, 309. It's something like that, but it's not. That's not the actual quote. The quote is a little more poetic. But it doesn't matter. That's basically the point that I wanted to make. In conjunction with absolutely no other person that you may or may not see on the screen. You know.
About
the
it.
whole reason I mentioned
quiet part loud.
the
Keep saying
whole
it.
reason I mentioned Carl Schmitt earlier, and you kind of blew past him, is the friend-enemy distinction.
Past him because of the Nazi
even
point.
liberals, when they take power, they want to enact policies and they want to enact protections for their people and their ideas, and they're willing to punish their enemy. And so I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, if you're going to punish me, I'm going to get in power, and I'm going to frankly punish you when you try to leverage power against me. Just that simple.
Thank you, Carl Brown, for gifting a pair of memberships on YouTube. I'll turn the alert box back on now, so if you want to make the funny noises happen and scare the shit out of me, yeah!
I'm not sure what you want to say.
Hey, it is what it is.
All right. Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
I can't say the same, but thank you. Good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you, sir. All right. So I kind of want to start at the basics or the foundation. I want to see.
Can I just check?
Yes.
Are you a fascist?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I describe myself as, I think, just a Christian.
Fair enough.
I'm a devout Christian.
Good to hear.
So,
cool.
I want to start, like, what is your connection to the Constitution?
Thank you. It's Dark and for following, and Dr. Phil Decker for resubscribing. Much love.
Constitution, and why do you love it so much? Like, what makes it so important that Trump would defy something like the Constitution to you personally?
Great questions. My first connection is I'm an American citizen. I naturalized American citizen, took a pledge to this country, to the Constitution. As a previous speaker has said, Constitution's not perfect. A lot of things I don't like about it. I don't like the Second Amendment. There's various amendments. I don't like the way the Senate is set up. I'm sure there's things you don't like about the Constitution. The difference is, I don't think you can just illegally defy the Constitution. I don't think each and every one of us can just make up whatever we want. Certainly presidents who are elected with an oath, right? Donald Trump took an oath to preserve, protect, defend the Constitution. And now when he's asked on television, isn't it your job to uphold the Constitution? He said on NBC, I don't know, which goes against his oath. And I'm identifying specific amendments where he is violating. He's only 6 months into his presidency, defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He wants to defy the 22nd Amendment and be president for a third term. This is the problem we have right now. Free speech is under assault. The free press is under assault. Due process is under assault. The right to be in your home and not be invaded by federal agents, the Fourth Amendment, is under assault. So that, for me, is a problem.
Okay. Well, I'd like to start to say I really don't find the Constitution that important. I find it to be like a 300-year-old document. And it was created to defy the country that subjugated your ancestors in India. And then your parents probably moved from India to Britain. And then you move here to tell us that we should listen to a piece of paper that you were never even connected to begin with. So I want to say, like, if I don't care about it, why do you care about it so much?
How do you run a country without any kind of laws or due process? And by the way, you do care about it, because without the First Amendment, you wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, I agree with the First Amendment, and I think...
Yeah, she said, I've killed 309 fascists, not a single man. Every Nazi who remains alive will kill women, children and old folks. Dead Nazis are harmless. Therefore, if I kill a Nazi, I am saving lives. Well said. An absolute queen.
So do you agree with Donald Trump's crackdown on the First Amendment? He's imprisoning people for their speech. He's threatening free speech media organizations. He's threatening peaceable assembly. These are all rights under the First Amendment. Why aren't you bothered by that as a conservative who claims to love the First Amendment?
So I don't like the First Amendment. I like free speech.
Okay,
so
the First Amendment is what guarantees free speech. I'm from the UK, by the way.
Speech.
I'm from the UK,
yeah, and you guys
which
don't
is a
have
democracy.
that.
We don't have the First Amendment.
Yeah.
No, that's one of the things I do like about the Constitution. I wish the UK did have a First Amendment.
So people
I'm a
that get
journalist.
arrested for praying outside abortion clinics and stuff like that, right?
So you're opposed to people.
Well, no, it's not praying outside abortion clinics. It's campaigning and harassing people who are seeking medical attention. That's a rather different thing, isn't it, friend? That's a tad different than just praying outside abortion clinics, isn't it? You can pray basically anywhere, but if you're going to harass people, you can go fuck yourself.
Being arrested for speech crimes, I assume.
Well, it depends what it is. If it's like the
Oh,
people...
so you're like one of the previous speakers. You don't.
No.
As long as it's someone who agrees with you, you don't mind the crackdown.
No. I support...
Either we consistently support principles,
I support
or we
free
don't.
speech 100%.
Okay.
I don't think anyone...
So do you think Donald Trump is defying the Constitution by cracking down on the First Amendment?
So I think he's cracking down on free speech, like the deportation of Mahmoud Khalil, who was just
released from prison by a judge, saying his First Amendment rights were violated.
And I agree with the judge, and I disagree with Trump deporting them, but I think that's more a matter of...
The fascists didn't like that. Oh, the fascioids did not like that. Oh, as soon as... Well, hang on, I'll shrink the screen so you can see the flags properly. But they cut away to that exact moment. Watch this when he says the thing. Hang on. When he says the basically decent thing of, yeah, he shouldn't have deported him.
And I agree with the judge, and I disagree with Trump deporting them, but I think that's more a matter of
Boom!
free speech
Up
and
go
not
the
Constitution.
Up go the flags.
Pedantry at this moment. I think you've conceded that he is cracking down on free speech, which is the First Amendment. So he is defying the Constitution. So it's a pleasure to be in agreement with you, sir.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority.
Oh no! You said a brown person should have rights. You pricks. You fucking evil pricks.
Please return to your seat.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Hey, how's
meet
it
you,
going?
sir.
I'm Mehdi.
Mehdi, great to meet you. My name is Kai. Do you, Mehdi, believe that the Constitution is important and good?
Overall, yes.
Do you believe that that Constitution can be eroded through democratic processes?
What do you mean by erode?
The original intention of the Constitution being...
Well, of course it can be. You know, it depends what this guy's exact angle is, but like, of course it can be, yes.
Destroyed through a purely, democratic or legal process.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Okay.
I think if you're democratically amending the Constitution per the rules of the Constitution...
No, but it's not a matter of just amending the Constitution, Mehdi. For instance, the unbelievably underhanded and shitty way in which the Republicans have gerrymandered the appointment of the justices. So it's now 6-3. 6-3. They took Merrick Garland's seat because he's a massive cuck and did nothing about it. Fucking amazing shit. And they've replaced all of the local judges with their fucking horrible Heritage Foundation lunatics, right? These are all legal things you can do that erode the Constitution. And that's undoubtedly true. Yeah. The Constitution hasn't technically changed. The wording is exactly the same. But how it's interpreted by the courts has changed. I mean, literally, within our lifetimes, we've gone from a vaguely sensible gun culture, vaguely, to like absolute, like you can just buy a gun in the fucking corner shop for tuppence halfpenny and you don't need any background checks or anything. It's just, when they said, the originalists have, suggested and gone with the fucking bullshit of, oh yeah, the Constitution's, the founding fathers definitely believed that you had the right to any gun, anytime, anywhere. Fucking madness. Absolute madness. Yes, I can hear you, Clem H. Fandango. I don't think it's a good idea to dehumanize people, even if they are terrible. I also don't think it's accurate to talk about fascism, like it's not something that can easily emerge in any human population. Well, what do you mean it's not something... It's... Talk about fascism like it's not something that can easily emerge. Right, and when it emerges... But this is the thing, 255. I don't dehumanize them because they don't act like humans. They act like fucking monsters. They act like demons, okay? And just like when any disease crops up, it needs to be fucking dealt with. And I see fascism as nothing more than cancer in the human body politic. And like any cancer, it needs to be dealt with. Otherwise it will eat away and eat away and eat away and destroy the host. So when fascism rears its ugly head, whether it's a cancerous tumour in the on the brain, on the tits, in the testicles, up your arsehole, or your feet. In theory, you could get foot cancer, I guess. There's flesh there. I don't think it's a very prevalent cancer, the old foot cancer, but here we go. Wherever the cancer comes up, it needs to be dealt with radiotherapy and blah, blah, blah. And radiotherapy is Ludmila Pavlyuchenkova. Or Pavlyuchenko, whatever. Either way works. That's radiotherapy for fascism. That's what it is. There's no, like, direct equivalent of cutting it out. It's a long, horrible, continuous process. But it does have to be done. Simple.
That's fine. If we could find a constitutional way to get rid of the Second Amendment, I'd be pro that.
So let's pose a hypothetical wherein the entire population of the...
No. 255. I'm not suggesting fascists are incapable of acting like humans. Okay? You couldn't run a society for any period of time if you weren't. My point is, they act like demons, ultimately. Doesn't matter if it's only 5% of the time. It doesn't matter if it's only in 5% of the governmental actions they take. Most of Nazi governance was not Auschwitz. That was one site. With a lot of people, to be sure, but like the overall scheme of things, they had much bigger projects on the go at any one time. So whilst it's possible for a Nazi to act like a human, ultimately the end goal is Auschwitz. Or the charnel house of Gaza right now. That's what it ends up with. I don't hate fascism just on like some purely philosophical grounds or whatever. Because you can make a broad argument in favour of autocratic rule, which, whilst I don't particularly like it, sounds benign enough. It sounds like dumb and authoritarian, but like it doesn't have to be hateful. But the point is, it always ends up that place. Just like there are benign cancer cells. You know those little polyps that people get on their skin that you could just you just go to the doctor and he cuts it off? That's cancer. Technically, those are cancer cells. They're benign. They're not going to hurt them. In theory, they could just leave it on their body forever. But you just go and you snip it off. You're supposed to get a painkiller for it because apparently it can sting a bit, but whatever. It's, and you just cut the fucking thing off. But that doesn't mean that we should just ignore cancer, because some cancer isn't that bad. Cancer kills. So kill cancer.
The United States has drastically changed.
Yes.
And the population now has completely different intentions about what to do with the country. Let's say it wants to give it all back to Mexico, dismantling the United States of America. If that's the case, then what's the use of the Constitution? It hasn't defended the country. In fact, it's allowed for its destruction.
I don't understand the premise. How did the whole...
Yeah, there isn't a... What? What plan is there to give Mexico land? That hasn't done anything. What? That's not happening. Is this just the conservative thing of making something up and getting mad about it? Are you a Red Sox fan? I am, for my eternal sins, yes. As I like to point out, they are technically my local team. It's 3,000 miles, but like they're the closest team to me, so it's my local team.
Country change.
Demographic replacement, mass migration. I mean, we're seeing a change in demographics. And
notice how the weird fucking curly moustache guy, he's not feeling it. He's not feeling it. He's not clapping that. You can't really see very well, but he's clearly a man of some sort of near Asian, maybe. He looks possibly a little Iranian. Certainly maybe a bit Arabic. He's certainly not like honky McHonk face, you know what I mean? That's not happening.
There's
what is the I do want to talk about immigration today.
I hope we talk about it.
Everyone's itching in this group to get to immigration.
Yes, sir.
I've saved it. I've saved it for you all.
The reverse colours make him look like Colonel Sanders. But the thing is, he doesn't look any better without the filter. Look, I'll show him you without the filter, right? Hang on. Where is I? Look, he doesn't look any better. He looks like he's just got done tying a woman to a train track while going like what the fuck, man? He looks he's literally got like a trilby on. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Who walks out of the house looking like this? Is he Iranian? Oh, okay, well there you go. I wonder how he feels about Trump then. Interesting. Oh, he looks fucking evil as fuck there, doesn't he?
Demographics. And there's...
What is that?
And he's sat next to the fucking Franco supporting fascioid. Amazing.
I do want to talk about immigration today.
I hope we talk about it.
Everyone's itching in this group to get to immigration.
Yes, sir.
I've saved it. I've saved it for you all. But given we're on the sense of the Constitution... and you
I bet he sells monkey paws. Yeah. He's just opened a shop in the local area that sells trinkets and curios. But be careful what you wish for, because every wish has a devilish response to it. You get the good with the bad. Like... Amazing.
Question: what is the proportion of immigrants in this country? What proportion of the population is foreign-born?
It's very difficult to measure because the actual projections of the number have been changing more rapidly.
But what is
Oh, so the real numbers are fake news.
Currently, the best estimate of official
I think it was about 15%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just under 15%.
Which is, by the way, more actually than the original estimate was. So
but
we have
15% of the people are going to change the country, change the Constitution. How's that going to work? It's actually a nightmare. As someone who wants to amend the Constitution and get rid of things like the ridiculous way the Senate is set up, or the Second Amendment on guns, or various other things, it's really hard to change the Constitution. They made it almost impossible.
Hey, hello, buddy in the box. Wagwan brethrens.
Last time we had a constitutional amendment,
you know
like
what?
20, 30 years ago.
I understand, which
and
is
it was
why
all I think members of Congress pay.
Which is
like,
why
it's impossible.
I get it.
So where are you getting this scenario where 350 odd million people all become foreign-born migrants or the children of migrants, immediate migrants, even though America is a nation of migrants?
Yeah.
And then abandons the Constitution and gives the country back to Mexico. Outside of your imagination, where is that happening?
Let's bring it back to the actual discussion. What you did is you entertained my hypothetical, but then instead of sticking to the point of the Constitution, you said, well, how would you bring about your hypothetical? And then when I gave
you missed out the part where the Constitution's quite hard to change.
Hold on. I understand that. I gave you.
I also wanted to get a sense of where you are, and you're a great replacement guy. So that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, and you're a real good journalist because you don't talk to people who identify as like a political ideology. I mean, that's
no,
a very.
Yeah, don't give a platform to fascists. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. You're all Beb. Who am you?
I don't debate fascists. I'll talk to them, but I wouldn't debate them.
Frankly, that's upsetting. I think there's a big problem when we value freedom of speech so much, but any real journalist is not going to talk to somebody because they identify.
You really. Shut up. Is this real? Oh my God! What a bell end. Andrew Yang says Ozzy Osbourne, a true American original. Just sit on it, mate. Just fucking sit on it. You rich prick.
With the politically incorrect ideology.
Just talk to the guy in front of you. What are you talking about?
You literally stopped talking to him, and then everybody had to vote him out.
Debating versus talking is very different.
Okay.
It's pointless, right?
Okay,
he doesn't believe in free speech.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in democracy.
He was freely speaking with you. You're the one who shut up.
No, he said very clearly.
Okay,
he said, I support free speech so that I can get one election. After one election, my guy comes in, and after my guy comes in, nobody gets to speak or vote again.
We all listen to your conversation.
Why would I debate that?
We listen to your conversation. Let's bring it back to this topic. Let's bring it back to the Constitution.
Please do. First, fourth, fifth, 14th Amendments. Those are the ones I'm saying Trump is defying. Do you support that or do you deny them?
I believe that the Constitution is valuable because it represents particular interests of the founding stock of Americans who made this country great.
Do you think due process?
Founding stock. That's right, you're cattle.
This is important. Some would say that's at the very core of American Constitution.
And
Fifth Amendment.
And what I think makes the Constitution function, what allows it to save this country and to actually make it work are the people who are...
I'm not sure where you're going with this argument.
Hold on. I'll show you.
Is Trump defying the Constitution? That's my claim. You can have these weird hypotheticals
We're taking it into a different meta, which is, what's the function of the Constitution?
I'd rather not have your...
You already did.
Yeah, but now I
just
don't
5 minutes ago when you took it to immigration.
Now I don't want to.
Okay. Let's bring it back.
I want to bring it back to the First, the Fourth, the Fifth, and the 14th Amendments, and the 22nd Amendments.
Look,
Either you say, hold on, you got two very good positions here. One is to say, I don't think he's defying them, and I'll say why you're wrong. Or you say, I don't care that he's defying them, as one of your colleagues said, in which case, I don't know where this conversation goes because you don't believe in democracy.
That's fair. Do you think it's wrong to dismantle the Constitution?
So there's two options ahead of you. Do you agree?
This is important.
Do you agree?
What I'm doing
so
is
Donald Trump... Okay, let me ask a question back since you're asking me questions. You're not answering the basic point.
Well,
do you think Donald Trump is dismantling the Constitution? Can we agree that Donald Trump is dismantling? Because I'll agree with you on that. I think he is dismantling the Constitution.
I think he's
illegally, unconstitutionally,
I think he's interpreting it in ways that are more...
Which judges do not agree with him on.
Okay,
hold on. Which the Supreme Court has not agreed with him on.
And the judges don't agree with the people who wrote the Constitution.
How do you know that?
Okay, let's take your example of the Second Amendment. Let's say that a bunch of judges...
I didn't give the Second Amendment.
No.
Right, but this is so annoying, because the people who wrote the Constitution literally said it should be rewritten. Depending on who you listen to, between like 4 and 20 years type deal, right? Sometime in around that. So they wouldn't agree that 250 years later, that their Constitution, even with some amendments over the years, but we're talking not many... I don't know how many they're up to, 25 or something now, but like over the course of 250 years, that's not a lot. That Constitution should still even be around. I think they'd be disgusted at the inaction, at the spinelessness of Americans over the course of those 250 years, that they haven't rewritten their Constitution. Why the fuck should 300-year-old dead people be given the right to fucking govern over what you do now? I think they'd feel it was just you let yourselves and them down. They didn't give you a republic so you could fucking endlessly chirp on what some dickhead 200 years ago said. You're supposed to live now. You know those people were revolutionaries, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to like lionize them. They were slave owners and fucking weird cunts, right? But they were revolutionaries. Some of them were involved in several revolutions. They would not have been happy with this pathetic, lethargic, lackadaisical nonsense of, oh, well, we need to be originalists and go back to the blood. They'd fucking shoot you. As a traitor. Motherfuckers were out here cutting fucking redcoats' necks. I'm not suggesting you necessarily do that. I'm just saying... These people would not have been happy with you. You'd go on about honouring the Founding Fathers. Okay, do something they would have done. Something fucking cool. Write a new constitution. Renew your republic. Become better. Jump into the 20th century. Or maybe even, here we go, the 21st century. Whoa.
No, I said hold on. Fourth. You don't want to talk about the ones I've given.
You're interrupting me. You're interrupting me.
Because you're ignoring me. First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th, 22nd Amendments. Those are my amendments that I came with today. If you don't want to debate them, just say so.
I'm trying to understand your ideology. You believe that dismantling the Constitution is okay when it's about parts of the Constitution that you disagree with.
Amendments.
You would be fine getting rid of the Second Amendment, even though that would be a dismantling of the Constitution.
No, because it would be done via constitutional means. I'm not the one sitting here like your pal.
Okay, you have agreed. You have agreed the Constitution.
I'm not the one saying you just get rid of them willy-nilly. I don't agree.
We're ramping up.
I don't agree that Joe Biden should come in and say by executive order, if Joe Biden put out executive order saying Second Amendment no longer applies. I can round up everyone's guns. I don't agree with that.
Your result is exactly the same.
I don't agree with them. No, but I don't agree with the method of doing it. It's unconstitutional.
That's fine.
He would have been defying the Constitution, and I would have said so, but you can't bring yourself to say so. We've been sitting here for several minutes. All of your friends have seen me ask you several times, do you agree that Donald Trump is defying the First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th, and possibly 22nd Amendments? Your colleague at least admitted that he's defying the First Amendment.
I understand that you came in here What you are attempting to do is simply frame this conversation like you did with the first claim about Donald Trump. But then when anybody asks you any kind of question that presses you to the least degree
No,
about...
I answered. I said I would dismantle the Constitution, but I would do it constitutionally, not by executive order.
So what I'm trying to get to is to prove to everybody who's watching that what you care about is not the Constitution in what it represents or creates. You care about the Constitution only insofar as it allows you to achieve your political worldview. We agree on that.
No, I care about the Constitution
you agree with the
because I
Constitution.
don't think presidents should be fascist dictators and violate the Constitution. That's what I'm saying.
You care.
And he is different. I don't think the president should have the power to lock you and me up if we write an op-ed that he doesn't like.
That's
I
awesome.
don't
I agree.
think the president should be able to crack down on us if you and I decide to go protest outside his parade.
I agree with
don't think the president should be able to deprive you and I of due process or come into our homes without a warrant.
And I think,
well, let's on an agreement then.
All right, pause.
He's pretty good when he gets going, man. That's pretty solid shit. Like, he was losing it a bit in the middle there, but like he just go through your spiel, man. Speak your speech. Beautiful shit. Anyway, if you're interested, not interested, what's the word I'm looking for, Kev? Come on, speak words with your face hole. You can help me out financially to create this visual wonderland. Ooh, look at my face. In the form of bits and super chats and memberships and subscriptions or any of these things. And I've turned the alert box back on so you can scare the ever-loving shite out of me if you so wish with the super chats on YouTube's. He's happy with free speech until they get into power. Well, that's the thing. This is the fucking thing, right? They've all done this. Fascists always try and use free speech. As a stick to try and beat people with. Here we go. This was a genuine piece of Nazi propaganda. Hang on. No, hang on. Whoa. There we go. Boom. Genuine piece of Nazi propaganda. It has Hitler's face with the words Rev... What did it say?
Oil,
like basically, it was censorship, right? That they were censoring him. Because they were free speech, you understand? They supported the free speech. Until they got into power and then took everyone's free speech away. Fascists have always and will always do this. They're fucking scum, okay? They're pro-free speech insofar that they can use that speech to then take away everyone's free speech. And then get really butthurt when their free speech gets taken away by Daddy. Because, again, look at the fucking poem. Look, please go and find the Nibola poem, okay? It's not just a nice piece of rhetoric, it's true. You stand in solidarity, not just because it protects other people, but because it protects yourself.
Oiled like a baby otter.
Who's the fascist guy that got punched? Well, thankfully many fascists have been punched over the years. But I think you're referring to Richard Spencer. Who was a piece of shit. And kicked his pregnant girlfriend down the stairs and punched her in the face repeatedly. So I'm really glad the fascists are going to protect us from degeneracy. Yeah. Thank you, Tess, for gifting a sub, and thank you, Carl, for gifting a sub. Much love to you. Oh yes, very much so. He's a domestic abusing piece of shite. There's not one of them that has any redeeming qualities, ultimately. Again, chat, don't listen to the 255 trying to humanise them with his being a pleasant person and all the rest of it. You're too nice, 255. You're too nice.
You've been voted out.
I'm glad
It's
we
good
end
to
on
meet
agreement.
you. It's good to meet
you, Kai.
Oh,
hey, how are you, I'm Eddie?
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Nice to
a
meet you.
lady?
So Trump
They've allowed a lady to speak. What kind of fascist gathering is this?
is defying the 1st, 4th,
5th, and 14th, and maybe the 22nd soon.
Okay. So I want to focus on the 1st
Okay.
and the 5th.
Okay.
So you say that Trump is defying the First Amendment? Can you give me an example?
For example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events. A Trump-appointed judge said that was against the First Amendment. He's been cracking down on media organizations he doesn't like over their speech. If they say stuff he doesn't like, for example,
cracking down how?
So, for example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events because they said it's the Gulf of Mexico. That's not how it works. They were already at the White House. He deprived them of access, so he punished them for their speech.
But are they allowed to go to the press?
Which is why a judge.
No, but you're not a press organisation. The fuck are you talking about? You also can't go to an operating theatre because you're not a surgeon. Thank you, Katie, who says, are you doing okay with these fascists? Bellends, Kev. Oh, I've dealt with worse than this. Oh, yeah, these are baby cakes. What the fuck is a baby cake? I meant like cakewalk. What the fuck is a baby cake? I don't know what that is. We're going to watch Richard Spencer in
They kind of hate me, actually.
The KKK, neo-Nazi.
Those people don't like me,
Are you
to be
like
honest.
the hipster version of the neo-Nazi movement?
It's Pepe's become kind of a symbol.
That is pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
He appointed, Trevor McFadden said this was contrary to the First Amendment, a Trump-appointed judge. He's called MSNBC and CNN illegal. Media organizations are not ipso facto
But that's free speech.
illegal.
He can call them whatever they want.
Attacking the media?
Yeah, he can.
Well, of course he can call them whatever they want. What the fuck? That's ironically, that's him using his free speech. Yes, he can do that. But as president, do you not find that remotely worrying from a free speech point of view? No?
By the president as the executive?
Yeah, he can say whatever he wants. That's literally the First Amendment.
He can say whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
But the media can't say what they want.
They do.
But he's going after them. He's suing them. He's using lawsuits to crack down on the press.
They
Presidents
used
have not done that
lawsuits
before.
to give him 34 felonies that Hillary Clinton did.
No media.
No one. That's not because they sued him. It's because he fucking committed. Do you think the federal government is suing them for defamation? He committed crimes. What the fuck is wrong with you? Honestly, are all fascist women stupid? Or just this one? I don't know. I mean, the men are also stupid, to be fair. But you think the women have something more about them, right? I don't know.
Gave him a lawsuit.
No, but people on the Democratic side.
We don't talk about the Democrats.
Okay. So he can call them whatever he wants because that's the freedom of speech. He can even
he's threatened to imprison reporters.
He absolutely.
He wants to imprison. He said reporters should go to prison for reporting. He threatened some of them with prison rape. Right? That is against the First Amendment.
Okay. How is that against the First Amendment?
You don't think sending reporters to prison for reporting that he doesn't like?
Did he do that?
He wanted to. He said so.
Okay,
I would like them to go.
I would really like to.
So other people stopped him doesn't mean he's not defying the Constitution.
So
he also said if you turn up,
excuse me, he can want to do something.
Yes.
That doesn't mean he will or he can.
Okay.
And I think he's very.
Well, I've already given an example.
Oh, so it's okay as long as he's not able to. As long as we stop him, it's fine that there's a fascist who wants to do fascism in the White House. These people are scum. They're scum. What can I say?
He did do to the Associated Press, but okay.
Yeah, okay, so the Associated Press isn't allowed in the Oval Office, which is his office, that's his executive space.
Okay.
And they are allowed in the press room, just like CNN, just like The Guardian.
Which he thinks are illegal media organizations.
He can think whatever he wants.
He calls the media the enemies of the people.
You called him a fascist.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want.
Yes.
Yes.
But the president is. I'm not the president of the United States with the executive power to crack down on the media.
The First Amendment only applies to the citizens, but not the president.
I never
of the
said that.
United States.
In fact, Donald Trump runs his mouth more than anyone.
Absolutely, he does.
And he doesn't just say stuff. As I said, he actually does stuff. He actually does crack down. For example, you Fifth Amendment.
Yes.
Due process.
Yes.
Judges have actually said you have violated due process.
Yes, except for people kind of forget the Clinton, the 1996 Immigration Reform Act, where you can get limited due process when you have expedited.
American citizens?
No.
What about American citizens?
No. So, like, what are you talking about? This one's just dumb. They're just dumb.
Who's getting deported? That's American.
2 American children have been deported multiple this year. Have you not been?
No. Their parents have been deported, and their parents say,
No, the
"I'm
father
going
was
to
an
take
American.
my baby."
No.
Was mom legal?
We don't know because they didn't go to court, and the judge.
They
by
don't
the way,
have to go to court.
Yes.
That's not a part of the due process.
Are you a lawyer?
I'm very aware of it.
Are you a lawyer?
Do I have to be? Oh, we're making an argument.
Are you a lawyer?
We're making.
It's a simple question.
No.
Are you a lawyer?
Okay.
The phrase is argument from authority. And no, he's not.
We're making an argument.
I'll take that as a no. A Trump-appointed judge in the case, not some Marxist lefty judges you people like to call them, a Trump-appointed conservative judge said you cannot, it is illegal and unconstitutional to expel or deport an American citizen without meaningful process. He said that in April. So that was an act that Trump did.
She's got pink hair. She's literally got pink hair. I forgot to even mention that. Pronouns in bio?
Wasn't speech. He got rid of an American citizen from the country without process.
So
that's the Fifth Amendment violation.
Since I'm not up to date on that specific
I can give you
case,
more.
I'm sure you can. So
Well, you weren't aware that American citizens are being deported. It's a pretty big story.
Yeah, the
Maybe
child
if you
that
read the
probably
fake
went
news,
with
you might know.
What?
If you read the fake news, you might know what's going on. A lot of American
how
citizens
would I know what's going
have been
on if I
deported.
read fake news? I don't watch CNN or Rachel Maddow.
That's,
Sorry.
That's why you don't know that your fellow citizens.
Wow, this person doesn't know cringe, do they? Because, I mean, they are... I don't watch CNN or Rachel Maddow. Cool. Good for you. Lovely.
Citizens have been deported this year.
My fellow citizens.
Are they
no.
not? American citizens haven't been deported?
Okay. When a child goes with their
All right,
adult,
guys, that's time. Please return to your
Nice to
seat.
meet you.
That was shocking. Holy shit.
Hey, before we go any further, we want to take a moment to say thanks so much to...
I want to take a moment to say fuck off. Just fuck off forever, you prick. Go on your fucking way.
Now, let's get into it.
My next claim is that immigrants overall are good for America.
Two women in a row. This is outrageous.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, nice to meet you,
Mehdi.
Daniela. So, in regards to your claim, I just want to start by asking this: do you care more about helping Americans or immigrants in this claim?
Immigrants are Americans. I'm an immigrant and an American.
Well, immigrants are not Americans. Americans are the people that were born here.
That's not true. Where'd you get, what's the basis of your claim for that?
Are you talking about people that get naturalized in the process of becoming
Yes.
American?
14th Amendment. Have you read it?
Okay, yes, I have.
Citizenship clause. It
so
says any persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States.
I'm aware of that.
There's about 40 to 50 million naturalized Americans
I'm aware
in
of
this
that.
country.
Yes, but
You didn't seem aware of it.
Yeah, you really didn't seem aware of that because you just said the opposite of the thing that the Constitution says is true. Is Maddow even still going? I assume so. I think if she'd retired, I'd have heard about that. That seems like something that would have come across my chest.
Because you said Americans versus immigrants.
So, but are you understanding that the process of getting all these immigrants that come in here we've been also, the millions of immigrants, it's up to the millions, it's the last 20 years now, and it has dramatically affected Americans here in the country.
What the fuck? This is nothing. She's not saying sentences here. She's not speaking English. She's saying English words, but it's not an English sentence. There's no content here. There's no substance to literally anything she's saying. Wait for it, Kev. Oh God, it can't get worse. It can't.
Which
Positively, I would argue.
People like me and everyone around here, we cannot find homes or even get jobs within our own fields that we go to college for, that we get into debt for. And because more blue-collar work, especially in construction, agriculture and so forth, and the hospitality industry, we cannot get jobs in those fields, so it requires
Are you looking
us.
for a job in construction
I am
or
not,
agriculture?
no. I went
Just
to
joking.
college.
Okay.
Many people here are in college or went to college, but we can't even find jobs in our fields, also because of the H-1B visa program as well. But in regards to just your claim about immigrants specifically, we cannot even get jobs to pay for housing.
Unemployment is at a record low right now, even under Donald Trump. And I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I would say unemployment under both Biden and Trump has been at record low levels.
Okay, is this in regards for American citizens?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What is this person? Have they been allowed out of some sort of institution for this? Have they broken curfew to be here? Do they need a carer? I don't know what this person doesn't seem with it at all.
Okay. Well, I'm unaware of that statistic, but from what I see, from what I
I'm an immigrant and an American, and I employ many American citizens, both naturalized and the ones born here. I employ Americans.
My parents came
Americans as defined by you.
My parents came as immigrants to become naturalized, so I'm not necessarily opposed to immigrants.
So you're the child of immigrants.
Correct. I'm a child of immigrants. I was.
Anchor baby.
But you don't accept that immigrants are Americans?
Not at this moment.
So your parents are not Americans?
Not at this moment.
So hold
no,
on, your parents are
they're
not Americans?
citizens. They became naturalized.
You just said you can't be citizens by being naturalized.
No, I was born here, and I'm not opposed
you're born
to
here,
naturalization.
Right?
I never
But are your
said
parents,
that I'm against naturalization.
Are you against naturalization?
No, I never said I was against
you
naturalization.
You did. You began. You're very. Everyone was here.
This is fucking madness. You know what? For once, I'm agreeing with the fascists on this one. Put your flag up. She needs to fuck off. This person's a fucking idiot. Like, not just that their opinions are bad. All of their opinions are bad, obviously. It's that this one doesn't seem to be able to grasp very basic words, mouth sounds. The no meanie, the brain fluff. You know.
Play it back on YouTube. You said Americans or immigrants. Are your parents Americans or immigrants?
No, my parents are United States citizens.
But they're immigrants, you said.
No, they came here as immigrants. However, but
so they
I
are
want to
immigrants.
You don't stop being an immigrant. Immigrant means you came from a different place. It's not like, it's not an intrinsic value that or like a some sort of fucking weird thing, like a label that gets peeled off you when you get your passport. You're still a person who immigrated into the country. That doesn't leave you until you leave. My fucking brain is going to melt. It's reaching critical mass, people. Critical mass, temperature, whatever. I don't fucking care.
I came here as an immigrant. I'm an immigrant.
But at this point, when they came, the United States
people aren't happy
economy,
with the way this is going for you.
The United States economy was not at.
It's better now. The American economy is better than it's been for many years. And I can say that as someone who doesn't like Donald Trump.
We're
Which
giving
statistics
millions
are you
and billions of dollars to people of minorities as well as
the reason the economy is doing badly now is because Donald Trump's tariff policy. Nothing to do with migrants. In fact, the congressional.
We can't even start businesses.
What the fuck is what? You know what? I changed my mind. Don't put your flag up. I need to hear more of this person. I need to study her like an animal in the wild or something. I need to see how its brain. I don't want to say works, because that suggests it functions. But like, I want to see how it socially interacts with a human. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see that. I need to see more of this thing.
I'm an immigrant. I started a business.
I understand because the SBA is giving people billions of loans.
Take any loans
they're giving them billions.
I didn't take any loans.
I'm not saying you did, but I'm saying that statistically speaking, they're giving billions of loans.
So should we do statistics? According to statistics, immigrants are 80% more likely to be entrepreneurs than native-born Americans.
Sure,
are more likely to start businesses and hire Americans.
Yeah, an MIT study found that immigrants are 80% more likely to start a business compared to US-born citizens. There you go. Yeah.
Americans.
No, I'm aware of that.
Immigrants are more likely to pay in taxes than take out in benefits. And they're more likely to add to innovation and jobs and wages. This is what the statistics show. The Congressional Budget Office. Let me just finish my point and then let you come back in. The Congressional Budget Office.
I understand all of this good stuff, but have you considered the immigrant and the American citizen naturalized immigrant natural citizen immigrant natural? For heaven's sake.
Which is bipartisan. Republicans and Democrats both use it. They have said that the immigration surge that you mentioned will lead to an extra $9 trillion of GDP.
Yeah, the only immigrant getting money from the federal government is Elon Musk. True.
For the next 10 years, that amounts to $65,000 per American household. That's $65,000 for each and every one of you holding up a red flag.
Okay, I understand
that. All right,
but
pause. You've been voted out.
Oh,
by
that
the
was
majority.
amazing, honestly. Now, chat, you will not be surprised to hear that I support the right of women to vote. Okay? I think women are equally capable. In fact, in some cases, far more capable of dealing with that incredibly important civic task with aplomb. The last two women who have spoken in this debate are not great symbols for that, though. They're not making my argument for me on this, you know? Look, I get, if fascists only talk to women like those two, I can see where they get this idea that women aren't mentally capable of, like, handling that task. Because these two have been fucking embarrassing. Like, the weird Franco guy wasn't very smart either. I'm not pretending he was. But, like, these two have been especially dumb. Do they only choose the dumbest? Yeah, Liz Truss levels. We are literally fucking lettuce pilled right now. We're on fucking lettuce bants hours. Holy fuck.
Please return to your seat.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
God damn, that was awful.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Eddie.
What's going on, man? Nice to meet you.
Oh wow, we've got Chad McWankface and his backward baseball cap because it's 2003 again.
All right, so first, before I start, I need to know what you mean by good. I can talk about the economy, I can talk about culture, I can talk about all those things. I need to know what you mean.
All of them.
All of them.
I'm saying immigrants are good for the economy.
It's Texas as well. He's got a Texas baseball cap on. The backwards, though, because he's a rebel. God, cowabunga, dude.
They're good for culture.
Lower wages are
they're
good for the economy?
society. Where's the lower wages?
What do you mean, where's the lower wages?
Where are the lower wages?
Yeah, so you can
What's
look
the
at
basis for saying there are lower wages?
Sure, so you can look at like the STEM industry. It's been in like a complete and total recession. There's been tons of studies like from the Economic Policy Institute that shows that like companies like Tesla, companies from like Silicon Valley, they engaged in mass firing of workers, around 35,000, but then they hired around 12,000 H-1B visas, and it's kind of just standard economic thinking.
It's not standard economic thinking. The vast majority of economists and economic studies suggest that there is a negligible, if no impact on wages over time from immigrants. In fact, your colleague mentioned earlier, construction, there is actually evidence in construction, yes. But in some industries, in some areas, there is an impact. But overall, no. In fact, a study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that migrants since 1965 have raised wages and raised innovation.
Who's that by?
National Bureau for Economic Research.
No, hold on. That's where you publish studies. I'm asking
yes,
for
I didn't memorize the names of the authors.
Yeah, I know you didn't, right?
Can you give me the authors you've got?
Yeah, hold on. The study you're talking about is from Giovanni Perry, and what he did is he didn't account for aggregation issues, nor did he...
The vast majority of studies...
Let me speak.
Please.
Yeah, thank you, right? So listen, he didn't account for aggregation issues, right? And when you look at like...
I think the only thing worse than no claps is one person clapping. The only thing worse than getting 0 claps is when one person claps. Because that suggests you are out on a limb. If no one claps, then you just assume, like, oh, they're just being polite. They don't want to interrupt with clapping. If one person claps, you are in a minority of 2. It's not a good sound, man. You never feel more lonely than with just one friend.
The spatial approach was what all these economists use. You're not accounting for the fact that when immigrants come into an area, natives leave. If you look at an occupational approach where you look at the specific firms that immigration is going into, like Kim ETAL 2013 did, you find a net negative impact when there's a 10%.
Shouldn't this guy be doing hacky sack or something? Shouldn't this guy be fucking like broing out on a beach or something? What's going on here? Extreme frisbee, my friend. Go for it.
Increase of immigration, you find around a 0.5% decline in wages when it comes to the specific occupations they're going to.
So
all your studies are flawed.
So 0.5%. Weigh that up against what I just mentioned from the Congressional Budget Office, which is a massive boost in GDP per head, which you're not counting for. Massive increase in tax revenue. Immigrants actually funding the deficits and debts by paying way more in taxes proportionately, including undocumented immigrants. And what's interesting about wages is I'm in a room full of, I don't know what to call you anymore, conservatives, Republicans, fascists, I don't know. One of you has proudly said that.
Call us correct.
One of us proudly.
He's leaning back. He's now leaning back with his arms folded. We've got ourselves a fucking rebel.
Oh yeah, correct. I'm in a room full of correct people, but do any of you actually care about wages? Because for example,
I actually do.
For example, do you support raising the minimum wage?
Absolutely, and you can't do that when you're bringing all these people coming into
your country. That's not the reason the Republican Party blocks the minimum wage. You think Republican politicians don't vote for an increase in minimum wage because they're worried about immigration?
Did I say I voted Republican? Did I say I voted Republican?
Well, I'm in a show that was called 25 far-right Republicans.
That doesn't mean I'm going to support every single Republican candidate.
So you and I, So you and I, let's agree. We both support raising the minimum wage. Yes,
100%.
$7.25 since 2009. It's lost 30% of its value. If you care about wages, we should be raising the minimum wage in this country, not scapegoating migrants who aren't the cause of low wages in the country. You know who's causing low wages? Billionaires, millionaires, and people who won't pay fair wages.
True.
To their wages, regardless of whether you are an immigrant or a native-born
I get the
American.
monologue right now. Let me respond.
You had one. You had one with your one study that had a 0.5% impact. Go.
Yeah, and your study sucked that you didn't even know who wrote it, right? So let's get back to the point, right?
Because I don't need
and
to
there
know
it
one
goes
study.
again.
The majority of studies say that wages are not impacted by migration.
The majority of your studies are flawed. That's what I'm telling you.
Not my studies.
Right.
Neither of us are economists. It's the economist studies.
Don't assume who I am.
Are you an economist?
I could be.
But are you?
I could be.
Are you?
I'm not going to tell you.
Are you?
He's obviously not an economist. He is a surfer.
I'm going to major in economics, right?
Are you an economist?
I'm a bro.
Economist.
No, not right now.
Okay, so when I said neither is economist, I was correct.
Just don't assume.
To use your favorite word.
See here, dude, this is nothing of substance. You look at the red flags; they're coming up. Let me get to the point.
Great, but
so
you're
when
not
you
an
talk about
economist.
when you talk about the CBO, one thing you're not accounting for here is that they're assuming an equilibrium, right? Do you know what that means? You shouldn't make these type of assumptions. You said earlier that unemployment.
Do I
was
know
like
what it means? I thought we're not doing assumptions.
Okay, hold on. You mentioned we were at 4.2% unemployment. Yeah, that's counting people who have part-time jobs.
This person was raised by Jordan Peterson, and it shows.
That's counting
That's how
poverty
it's
wages.
always been counted.
Yeah,
I'm against poverty wages.
You
Can we
won't let
agree
me
again?
Yes. If you go to the Lookwood Institute, they calculated a way where it's functional unemployment. Okay. If you account for things like just people who make around $25,000 a year, people who have fallen out of the labor market, people who only work part time, if you count all of those people together, and then add on the unemployment, that's around 25% of the population. So when you go, we don't have jobs, we don't have people to do this, and that, and the other. No, yes, we do. Okay, we don't have a labor shortage. We have a good job shortage. And when you keep bringing these people in, and they're taking those jobs.
The good job shortage is the fault of big firms, employers. I'm an employer. I can say that.
Who hires the immigrants?
Who hires the immigrants?
Yeah.
Employers.
Exactly. So when you bring up these big firms,
okay, so
that's the
let me
way
ask
that
you.
keep
Let me
wages
ask
down.
you a
You
question.
understand that, right?
So let me ask you a question. If you got rid of all immigrants coming in tomorrow, moratorium, you think that Republicans and employers of big firms would suddenly raise all the wages?
You notice
That's
how
what
you
you
didn't
believe.
answer what I said. You
That's
notice
what
how
you believe.
It was a complete. Your ankles
That's what
all
you
right?
believe.
You pivoted the hell
That's what
away
you
from the
believe.
conversation.
Is that what you? I'm on the
Are your ankles
subject.
okay?
Do you believe that wages? I'm just wondering how naive you are. You believe that the 1% will raise wages in the federal wage
They will
if
be
we
forced
stop
to.
immigration?
They will be forced to.
Oh, they'd be forced to, because the free hand of the market will definitely not wank me off again.
You increase labor's relationship to capital, okay, and you give labor more bargaining power because you're tightening the supply of labor.
This is a very simplistic understanding of economics because you're
explain I'm wrong.
I'm telling you how you're wrong. Because you're ignoring the fact that when immigrants come into an area, they spend money. They create jobs through their presence.
About 1/5 of their monthly income leaves the country.
That's a good thing also because you don't like US aid, foreign aid. So this is the point. They create jobs. I came into this country. So far, every one of my assumptions about you has been correct. But listen to me. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like... I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
Why?
Because you come here and say all this bullshit
Why?
about how Americans are lazy.
Why?
You push your left-wing
I never
politics.
said Americans are lazy.
I don't know why you say this.
I never said Americans are lazy.
Yes, you are. You're
The only person
saying
attacking
immigrants
people
have
is
to
you.
come into this country so they can do jobs that we don't want to do. That's
I never said
exactly
those
what you
words.
said.
He literally never said those words. And now, the guy who was like, oh, you're getting triggered, bro, you're getting triggered, has now gotten triggered. It's very funny.
And when did I say it?
Really?
When did I say it?
We're
on YouTube. Guys watching on YouTube, rewind to the time where I said immigrants are doing jobs we don't want to do. When did I say those words? Words that came out of my mouth.
Okay, so why do we have to bring in immigrants? Why do we have to bring in immigrants to the country if we have people who are going to do the jobs?
Pause. You've been voted out.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
No, it wasn't. It absolutely wasn't.
Have to go, bro.
Nice talking to you. You're going to have to go, bro, is what he said as I left, to an American citizen. Good to know where you stand on immigration. It's not about immigration, is it? That's what it's not about.
True. Although it's good to see you got bro in, you know? Oh, yes! Yes! Evil villain! It's evil villain time.
Not bad.
It's the monkey paw salesman. Oh, hello. Hello. It's Bizarro World Hercule Poirot. Fuck yes. Let's have it.
What type of immigrants are we talking about?
What do you mean?
Like any immigrants or
that's what I said, immigrants
are illegal
overall.
immigrants?
Undocumented immigrants also contribute greatly to the US. I say undocumented, I don't think people are illegal.
So let's put it this way. I mean, I'm an immigrant too, from Iran.
Okay.
There isn't even
How
a
do you
US...
feel about the fact that people here want you out? Are you okay with that?
I'm here to debate you, not debate them.
I mean, you're all on the same side. You're part of one group.
No.
You've been clapping each other.
No, I mean, there are conservatives here, there are far-right people here, there are Republicans
But how
here.
do you feel about that guy wanting me and you to leave?
But, you know,
I'm just wondering. This is the topic of immigration.
It's not
how
about
do you feel about the guy?
It's not about my feelings towards them.
Okay.
It's about...
He's literally got an Iran, flag pin thing on his lapel. which, by the way, is lit up so it looks like the Colombian flag or some shit there, but it's Iran. But it really does. It looks like the Venezuelan flag in the thing. Look, that's fucking wild. Nice.
Staying on this topic.
Okay.
And
Immigrants are good for America, yeah. You and me, we're good for America. And the guy over there wants us to leave. So I'm just wondering how you feel about that.
So I believe that there has to be strict immigration laws.
Okay.
We have to make sure that the people are coming here have the good intent of the United States in mind.
That's not my claim, but okay.
So
my claim is about immigrants are net positive.
If we just open our borders to every single person that wants to be here.
Hey, it's pulling up the rope behind him, guy. Whoop, whoop.
You know, that claims that they have economical hardship in their country.
Who's calling for open borders?
No, I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, it's a straw man, so you're just saying a straw man.
No, I'm saying
you're
that
wasting time with a straw man. No one's calling for open borders. I didn't call for open borders.
You wasted
I said
time.
immigrants who...
You wasted time trying to cause division between me and my friend over
Division?
here.
He wants you to leave the country. That's a
He's not your friend. Yeah, he's not your fucking friend. He's not your friend. He hates you. Bro, you've got to go, bro. He's not your fucking friend. That every person in that room hates you, except, ironically, the one person you don't like.
Big deal.
All right.
I mean, you can ignore
Like
it,
I
but
said,
that's your side, my friend.
Like I said,
You
you were
made
the
your
one
bet.
that tried to derail this argument.
Derail?
By bringing that.
It's
Even
literally
though we're
core to my
trying
argument. I'm saying immigrants are good to America. People on your side are saying we should leave. Not me,
and
me and
I
you.
asked you, what type of immigrants are we talking about? Are we
Immigrants
talking about
overall.
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 So
I mean, we're not gonna.
So
you want
believe,
to get into like particular communities? I'm not playing that
So
game.
you believe that people that come here without
Overall,
any
help
respect,
the society.
without any respect to our laws and our border, are going to be good for this country?
No, of course not.
So you can't say that all immigrants overall.
I never said all immigrants.
Well,
I said immigrants overall. Immigrants overall doesn't mean all immigrants. Sorry to break that to you.
All right.
Yeah, like, you can have some bad ones, and I'm sure there are some bad ones, but the good ones are so overly subscribed or whatever. Massive amounts of them. Very, very good. It far outweighs any of that bad. That's the point he's making. It's a very simple point, which... This guy, I mean, clearly the monkey paw has curled one too many times in his fucking brain.
So we have to make sure that the people are coming here have the good intent of this country in mind. Agreed?
Yes.
All right,
irrelevant
good.
to my claim,
but when you have undocumented immigration going on, you can't vet that. You can't make sure about that. Let me real quick, talk about my background. There is no American embassy in Iran. So in order to come here, you have to stay in line for 4 years. And you have to go through some serious vetting.
Oh, so because you got treated like shit in your immigration process, everyone else should too? Like, this fundamentally is the conservative mindset versus what I like to think of as basic humanity, right? Just basic, like, civility and being a good person. The conservative says, I was treated badly, therefore everyone else should be treated badly. Because why should anyone get anything better than I got? Fuck those people. Whereas I think the decent human being says, I was treated badly, I know that sucks major donkey dick. So, I don't want to impose that on other people. I realise that was a very negative part of myself. That was a very negative part of my experience. And so I don't want other people to have to go through that. Because I want the world to be a bit better, if we can. At least less shit, And that fundamental divide is, like, one of the things really holding humanity back. Really, really holding us back.
Procedure to get here. But I made it. And that process has to be in place because, you don't want terrorists to fill this country.
I made it too. I'm an American citizen. I went through lots of vetting. I took my test.
And that's how
the guy
it
over
should
there
be.
wants us to leave.
But
he wants us to leave.
When people
don't really care about vetting, do they? But it's not really about vetting, is it, my friend?
People should not have
You're in denial.
right. People should not have the right to ignore our borders and our laws.
What about those of us who don't ignore the borders? Should we get to stay?
Of course.
But he says we shouldn't.
Well, I'm not debating him.
You kind of are.
You called him your friend a second ago.
Because you're all together on this.
No, I'm debating you.
Okay. And I'm pointing out to you that your argument is in bad faith because these guys are actually speaking the truth and you're in denial about who's on your side. He wants you gone.
I never claimed that I'm on their side.
What a surprise. They voted the brown guy out early. crazy.
Side or they're on my
I mean,
side.
to be fair, he was doing a shithouse job, but there's not the point.
Okay. I'm here to debate you.
All right, pause.
You're not here to
You've been
debate
voted out by
anyone.
the
Go
majority.
go back sit down.
Nice to meet you.
Ironically, you gotta go, bro. Back to your seat. Did he get straight back up? Is that allowed? The cheeky bastard got straight back up and went for another fucking dig. Is that you can't? Surely loser has to sit down for at least one round. You can't go back up for seconds. Surely.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Eddie.
You cheeky, evil salesman bitch.
Immigration is good for America, right?
Overall, if you look at the net positive...
He doesn't follow the laws of America, which involve not double dipping. We've had some weird ones now. Double dipping, baby cakes. It's been weird. It's been weird, chat. My brain's been weird tonight.
To things like our society, our culture, our food, our economy.
It's not cricket.
General
Correct.
diversity. I know the D word is a bad word in places like that.
The D word, lol. By the way, talking about cricket, England did exceptionally well today. Can't believe it. We had a good opening stand. For the first time like ever. It's been amazing.
I think immigrants have been a net positive. I think if you look at your everyday lives, we all benefit from immigration.
And what kind of conservatives disagree with that?
The guy
By the way, just to look, it shouldn't matter, but we're in a room full of racists, so it does, right? This guy is. Hang on, where is
society, our culture, our food, our economy, our general diversity. I know the D word is a bad word in places like this. I think immigrants have been a net positive. I think if you look at your everyday lives, we all benefit from immigration.
And what kind?
So he's a person of Hispanic. Fuck me, I can't even speak. I can't speak. Hispanic heritage. Latinx.
Kind of conservatives disagree with that?
Some of the guys who told me to leave this place and go back to.
No, I purposely took the filter off so you could see, because with the filter you can't tell what anyone like is. Like they could be a white guy, you know, the Hispanic guy. That Iranian guy just looked like Hercule Poirot or something. It was mad. Hercule Poirot as Santa.
You know, I'm not a citizen.
Do you think all conservatives?
No.
Oh.
No, in fact, Ronald Reagan, who's a president I wasn't a big fan of until Donald Trump came along. Now people like Reagan look good in comparison. Reagan said in 1986, our country is a nation of immigrants. Our immigrant heritage is our strength. He gave an amnesty to 3 million.
Okay, but he also hired and trained death squads to kill loads of Latino people. Like loads of them. Like torture squads and murder squads to kill people in Central and South America. So let's not big him up too much, you know.
Million undocumented migrants. He understood the value of immigration. So I'm with Reagan. Yeah, although this guy's putting his thumb down there. So Reagan's not popular in right-wing crowds these days.
Yeah. Well, he's popular with me.
Good to hear.
I'm a deferred action of childhood arrivals. I was an illegal immigrant myself. I came here when I was 10. I'm what you would call a legal alien now. I didn't have any say on my parents' choices.
Yes.
Do I think that they were well-meaning by wanting to bring me over for a better future? Absolutely.
He has some cool tats, I'll give him that. He does have some good ink.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Did they break the law? Yes. Do I agree with people breaking the law? Not necessarily. Do I think that there's ever a situation where you can break the law for the better or the greater good?
I am a negative Nancy, you're quite right.
Immigration is it's an interesting...
Although, of course, the only Nancy we should be talking about when we're talking about Reagan's is the throat goat. Absolutely delicious. Ah, she's sucking so much cock in hell right now. Honestly. It's the only thing hotter than a lake of fire.
Issue, because I do agree with you that...
Good to hear.
Everyone is an immigrant in the sense, like... Can you tell me a little bit more about your journey?
I've been here 10 years. I'm a proud American citizen. I'm a dual national. I'm British. I'm American. And I am an immigrant who's contributing to this country. So
This is just nice. This is just a nice conversation between two immigrants. This is. See, I'm happy with this. This is lovely. This is lovely content, which is why, of course, all of the red flags are going up. He's about to be booted because this is now just like, oh, tell me about your story. Oh, I'm an immigrant. I came over, started a business, and it's going well. Like, it's just a nice conversation.
Yes, I'm very much proud of America's immigrant heritage. I'm part of it, and despite what one of the other people said on the show earlier, yeah, everyone here, unless you're Native American,
All right,
is a descendant of
pause.
immigrants.
Sorry, you've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
There you go.
Nice
See, I
to
told
meet
you. Wasn't going to last.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, God, no. It's Amish Kev.
Actually a fan. I see you a lot on Piers Morgan.
Okay, thank you for watching.
Yeah. So,
Oh, no. It's skinny Amish Kev. Oh, oh, it's me from another dimension. Oh, no, I don't like it. Make him go away, chat. He's gonna hurt me.
my argument is that
And the way he
Americans
ran up as
are-
well. The way he ran up to the thing. What a dweeb.
What is a nation? A nation is a geographical location full of people who have some things in common.
Oh.
So I think some of the things, typically in history, are going to be like race, religion, ethnicity, language. These are some of the things that we have to have in common in order to actually have a functioning civilization,
Wayward.
especially in self-government. I'm not necessarily a giant fan of self-government. I'm like,
Of course you're not. You're a wanker. You're Bizarro World Kev. You're the bad one. You're the evil twin.
Catholic, nationalist. I'm not a fascist. You have to have a...
I'm a... God. Time out, home slice. Time out. I'm a Catholic nationalist. I'm not a fascist. Yeah, and I'm married and a bachelor. Yeah. I am. I'm in the sea, and I'm not wet. Actually, I suppose you could be wearing a wetsuit. Or in a diving costume. Whatever. I'm naked in the sea and I'm not wet. You get the idea. It's a Catholic nationalist is just a fascist. I mean, that's... Yeah. Come on now. Let's not be silly.
at least some things in common in order to
Agreed.
actually have a civilization. And the immigrants, especially illegal immigrants that come into this country now, disrespect us. They hate
The ones that come in now. Because again, this is conservatism 101, chap. You have to pretend that the things in the past were fine, but it's this modern version of it that's bad. It's essentially the kind of conservatoid version of, you know, the old line about a liberal supports every civil rights struggle except the one happening now, and they oppose every war except the one happening now. It's like a conservative version of that, right? A fascist and a conservative, whatever, that mindset, the reactionary mindset, needs there to be some imagined past where things worked okay. Immigration was fine then, because especially in America, that it has to be that immigration was good in the past. Because if your name's, I don't know, Veretti or O'Houlihan, you ain't fucking native. You're not, are you? If your name's Schmidt, you ain't fucking native. So there has to be a point in the past where immigration was good, but this modern immigration is bad. And the immigrants that came over then were good because they were like my great-grandparents or whatever, right? Whereas the ones now, they're totally different. These Hispanicoids have got nothing in common with us. They walk around on their hind legs like two-legged donkey people. They drive on the wrong side of the road. Actually, no, in America, I suppose they all drive on the right side of the road, don't they? Anyway, you get the idea, right? They have to imagine that it's this new thing that's bad, or like so they'll have like each new generation of conservatives has their like good period, and it's always when they were a kid, right? Because when you're a kid, the world is fucking awesome. the world is fantastic because you haven't got to pay any bills, you haven't got to fucking get up for work, you haven't got to do shit. You get to just, like, you go to school or whatever, and that's a bit annoying, but you get to play football and hang out with your fucking friends and, like, eat a popsicle in the summer and have an ice cream, and it's all lovely and wonderful, right? And so you have this rose-tinted view of it. And so the boomers going about the 50s and the 60s, and the Gen X people going about the 70s and the 80s, and then the fucking millennials are all going about the 90s, and I'm sure the Gen Z and Gen Alpha people are going about the 2000s or whatever, right? Because that's when things seem nice. They weren't really much better or worse now than they were 20 years ago or 30 years ago. In a lot of respects. It might be a bit better or a bit worse, whatever. But it's not vastly, like, crazy different. It's not like the 12th century or something, right? But you need that time in the past where everything was fine, and now it's really bad. Now it's appalling. Now the woke has destroyed what was great about 1993. You know, it's bollocks. So immigration was good in the past because that's when my family came over. The O'Shaughnessy's, when they came over, it was fine. But now it's I don't want to say Bin Laden's. To think of another famous Arab, Kev. Come on. The Bin Salman's. Now it's the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's of the world, and that's bad. Apparently, somehow.
Everything that we believe. They don't even speak our language. I watched, after Trump got elected, I watched an interview of an illegal alien woman.
Trump doesn't speak your fucking language. Trump can't speak English. He says things like bigly. That's not a word.
And crying and about getting deported, and the entire interview was in Spanish. That is a spit in the face.
Yeah, the Khashoggis. Now it's the Khashoggis coming over. It's bad.
Disrespect. They don't care about us.
According to the fascioids.
They abuse our system.
So you've gone from a teleological argument into just a bunch of series of wild, unsubstantiated
I'm asking
claims.
you, what is
I don't accept any of those claims that they hate everything we stand for, and I don't accept. Well, I'm not going to deal with the teleology. I'm going to deal with the false claims that you made.
Go ahead.
There's no what's your basis for saying that all immigrants or all undocumented immigrants hate everything we stand for? It's funny that you said you're a Catholic nationalist. How did most Catholics get to America? Irish Catholics, Italian Catholics, immigration. Much of the people come.
And of course, the Catholic Church, in some parts of America anyway, are actually quite pro-immigration. Because a lot of the immigration is coming from Central and South America, where the majority of people are Catholic. It's not about power in the hereafter, is it? It's about power now. It's about very much earthly power, not godly power. The Catholic Church is genuinely one of the most morally bankrupt pieces of shit ever. Did you see it? Oh god, that fucking thing in Ireland. Hang on. Here we go. Amazing, amazing story. Just, it's. Hang on, I should probably. Yeah, this is not one for the filter. Dig begins at site in Ireland, believed to hold the remains of nearly 800 infants. This was a Catholic seminary, and it's literally a tiny piece of land. Does it have like a visual? Here we go. Literally, this is how big the garden is, right? This is literally it. This image. Look how fucking small that piece of land is. That's people for the... So it's like a little garden. And they reckon there are probably about 800 dead bodies. Mostly babies. Mostly young children. It was at a Catholic convent place for single mothers, usually. Born, these children born out of wedlock in many cases. And the Catholic Church abused them and starved them and beat them, and they lived in awful conditions. And so over the course of decades and decades, around about 800 bodies were just dumped into this tiny patch of land. Just the size of like a garden. 800. No grave, no record kept, no family informed, just babies. Discarded like garbage. The Catholic Church is repugnant, evil, and that's who this fucking creature wants running the US government. Get fucked, mate.
Coming across the southern border are Catholics.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
So it's really funny that you say you're a Catholic nationalist, but Catholics came to America via immigration.
Yeah, so there's.
So immigration is good for America. You and I can agree. Otherwise, people of your faith wouldn't be here.
No. Well, we were here on this side of the world, in this continent, from conquest. We came over here, and
but the big
from conquest. From conquest. Okay.
Surges of numbers, as you well know, because you're a smart guy, Italian, Irish immigration waves, Catholic immigration waves.
Okay, yeah, and I'm not even
Are you
claiming.
against those?
I'm not even
Were
claiming.
you against those if you were alive
I'm
then?
not even claiming that
'Cause
immigration
a lot of people
is
were
bad.
against those.
I'm not claiming immigration is bad in all cases at all times.
What is your claim?
My claim is that immigration, especially now, and especially for foreign people that have nothing in common with us.
It's funny that you say it's
nothing in common. Who are these people that have nothing in common with you? Who are they?
Is a
Especially
negative
now.
thing.
I've forgotten your name. My apologies.
Brian. Yeah, how many
in every era there has been a Brian who says, "I'm not against immigration, just immigration now."
Okay.
This is what people said about Italians. It's what people said
That's
about Irish folks.
unfortunate, sorry.
Said about Russians, Poles, and now we're saying about
why
people
should
coming
I care
across the
about
southern
that?
border. Because you're not being you're
Why
being a
are-
little disingenuous saying
Okay.
I'm only against immigrants now. This is a trope.
that disingenuous?
This is what I mean. This is the exact point I was making.
It's a trope that's been used by nativists throughout American history. And every wave of immigrants has come in and faced the same hate and animus and bigotry and lazy trope. And every wave of immigration is ultimately
Well, I think-
assimilated, integrated, benefited the
let me
country. In
make
fact,
a-
assimilation right now, according to Jacob Victor from the University of Washington, assimilation rates based on language and citizenship and naturalization are higher now than 100 years ago.
Okay, let me make a statement first. I think that you, in
You
your own
ignored my statement, but okay.
you and your own person are a complete perfect example of why immigration is negative and why we shouldn't allow people
Wow.
who
Why?
don't have anything in
Why?
common with us. You're pro-abortion.
Don't have anything in common with us. What? You know, the vast majority of Americans probably disagree with you on some of these things. Like Mehdi Hassan. Look, the idea that Mehdi Hassan hasn't integrated. He literally started a business and employs Americans.
And you're pro-euthanasia. You're pro.
I'm
you're
pro-euthanasia.
Is he pro-euthanasia? What?
Yeah, you went. I've seen your stuff. You've defended
I'm
euthanasia.
pro-euthanasia.
Yeah, on Piers Morgan.
No, I've never discussed euthanasia
well,
with Piers Morgan in my life.
Okay, so my point is that you don't agree.
Actually,
So because you don't agree with me on abortion, that means you can't be American? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm the guy
founders of
here.
this country-
If anyone watching at home, I'm the only guy here who actually supports American values, democracy, free speech, the Constitution. I've
Yeah.
got folks here telling me they don't believe in democracy, that they're nationalists.
Wait, why should we care about that? By the way,
Isn't that-
What? You would literally just, your whole argument was you don't agree with you disagree with everything we stand for, and he's saying no, I'm the only one who does agree with this. Why should we care? That was your whole argument. That was your whole argument.
Isn't that what America stands for? What does America stand for?
why-
so you hate what America stands for, not
No,
me.
I'm not even
And in
saying-
fact, all the studies show that immigrants actually are more patriotic
So the only reason,
than
the only,
native-born
re- the, only,
Americans.
the only reason why, that's the Mexicans in LA right now burning it down, waving Mexican flags.
LA's being burned down?
Please don't send us back to the country that we're waving the flag
I've been in LA for a few days. I didn't see anything burned down.
Yeah, I know the
Where?
riots have ended. That's because Trump sent.
But if
in
it's
the
burned down,
military.
where's it all burned down? I haven't seen it.
Well, they do this. They all do this. You know, Portland got burned down. LA has been burned down. Chicago got burnt down. No, it didn't. Like one building got burned, and the fire brigade put it out, and it was fine.
I've traveled around all of LA. You said LA was burned down. LA is 500 square miles. It's not a figure of speech, actually. It's another false claim of yours.
They're burning
I support
buildings.
euthanasia. LA's burned to the ground.
Bro, just
Immigrants
listen,
hate what we stand
relax.
for.
Okay, so
I'm super
so
relaxed.
you're pro-abortion.
But you're just saying one false thing after another.
So you're pro-abortion,
And I'm
right?
standing by my position. Immigrants are good for
You're
me.
pro-abortion. You're an immigrant.
I'm
Where's
pro
the-
Roe v. Wade.
Yeah,
Personally, I'm not pro-abortion. If you knew anything about me, you know.
Roe v. Wade.
That went really well, mate. Well done.
All right, pause. You've been voted out.
I was going to say nice to meet you, Brian, but I guess not.
He didn't even. Bizarro World Kev didn't even shake his hand. Outrageous. And on that bombshell, I'm gonna fuck off. We got through an hour and 5 minutes. Like there is another half an hour of it, but I can't be bothered. Oh, I can't be bothered. Oh, so I'm gonna fuck off. I think I'm gonna leave. I just burped at you. You're very welcome. Thank you, Leckers. Appreciate that. I think I'm going to cut out the thing from the start of the stream. It was heavy, but I feel like that's good content for YouTube as well. Like, it's grim as fuck, and it will need a content warning, because, like, there's, like, emaciated people. But, yeah. Anyway, do it next stream. Oh, I'm not doing the next half hour. No. New BCFC away shirt, yay or no? I like it. I'll be honest, Kieran. I do like the new blues white strip with the colour thing on it. I like that. And I'm not easily pleased, as you may well be aware. Anyway, let's find somewhere to send you. Or you find people on the Yam Choubs. Who shall I send everyone over to? Let's have a look who's crack-a-lacking. Boom. My left eye is going, so I'll send you over there. Toodles. And who is going on Twitch? No justice of the motherfucking MTG. Why would that not be the first thing it suggests to me as a place I want to go to? There we go. Fuck me sideways. Okay, I'll see everyone tomorrow with Christy, I think. We'll be looking at some stuff. Things and stuff, you know. Stay beautiful. Thank you all for listening and watching. No pass around. Free Palestine. Etc.